Okay, here we go. Okay, going live. And now, here we are at the precipice of the end of one of the worst years in human history. We begin the final stream of 2023. And joining me are some rather fun individuals, involving the sweetest, most interesting person in the world, Shoot the Cheese.
Hi, I've been brought back from the cooler.
Indeed, he got pretty chilly in there, but now he's doing alright. Next up is the cruelest, meanest, most savage human being I've ever met, who's killed thousands with a blink. Raph!
I'm not that dangerous. Hello, everybody.
That's what he wants you to think, and that's how he gets you. He gets your guard down, and then he gets you.
Yeah, I'm terrible.
And then after that is someone who comes from the land down under, the Australian hunchback of Notre Dame, Omega.
Let your hearts flutter in your dreams. Wait, no, I got it back.
Mother... I'm gonna go to your shithole country and break your goddamn neck. We're gonna see how much you smile when I knock all your damn teeth out. How about that? Anyways, here's the dealio, my fellow stream peeps. At the end of this year, I will be so busy because I'm taking on a handful of CIA contracts.
Very quiet.
Who sounds quiet?
Everyone.
Everyone's quiet? I'll just turn up everyone then.
They're
Yeah, he
mumbled.
senses.
Mumbled,
Hear
okay.
The other guests, they're muffled.
Okay, I'll turn you all up.
Yeah.
You've now all been doubled. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Hello,
Okay.
everybody.
Maybe you should also speak up a little bit.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you guys hear me well?
Well, I mean, my mic's also like right next to my face, so I shouldn't really have to use anything other than an inside voice.
I'm wearing a headset.
Yeah, same.
Yo, Jay, so you're a slave some point.
That's okay, that's a good one.
Tequila.
I like that one. Okay, do they sound better now? Still pretty Jesus. Okay, guess I'm maxing out my volume. And it's gonna blast out everyone's ears. I guess I could just turn up my system volume for Discord. We can see what that does.
Yeah, just do that instead. It's probably the issue.
It's just fucking annoying as hell.
Uh,
Okay, try...
I have to change a setting on my computer. Oh.
I love changing settings. Now does it sound better, everybody? If it doesn't, I'm gonna have to say that you're probably deaf. You gotta pull the wax out of your ears.
Alright, someone said it's good.
Is it better, everyone?
Sending everyone.
The darker unit says his eardrums so big, so I guess it's good.
Oh, thank you, Necromancer. I hope your job goes well. Necromancer recently got a job as a cook, and he is so proficient in making enchiladas. They make professional chefs fucking bleed.
I have a friend that used to work at a pizza place.
Pizza?
Yeah.
What do you have to say about that?
By the way.
Well, congratulations. Now we start.
Alright.
Alright, we called a draw. So, a lot's been going on with the movie. Lots of cinematic shots. Here's the first cool thing I gotta show. We're gonna have a really cool show. We got, front on fisheye lens. These three cool dudes. This guy who looks kind of angry, and this guy whose eyes are as wide as saucers.
Josh, it still says be right, but oh wait.
No, it doesn't. The stream's just lagged, you fool.
Ah, terrible.
You're crazy. You're crazy.
Oh, you're crazy.
We can see a bit of help that I gave here. A bit of it.
A bit of it. A bit of it.
Alright, I'm gonna have a little drink of smoke myself.
How about you don't smoke weed? It's the Christmas season, goddammit.
Hail Satan.
Hey,
You got some problems.
quick little thing, Jason.
Yeah.
All holy at the end of the day, anyways.
There's little black lines in the eyes.
These?
And chat, feel free to ask any questions. I'll be reading them out for the boys.
Indeed.
Jigwith says that we're still very quiet.
I don't know what I can say about that. I guess I'll triple their volume instead. Or maybe OBS is just being particularly picky and is deciding to make everyone super quiet. Everyone is now at 200%.
For cheese.
For cheese. I might have to turn it up so much to where I have to get my headphones so there isn't any feedback from my microphone.
Nice.
I mean, we can do that. they're still super quiet. I'm not sure why they are. They're the same volume as they've always been.
Connect a separate speaker connect a separate microphone to your speakers. And just connect your headphones.
I'm sorry. Can we get some feedback from the chat? How's the volume sounding on everybody?
I just turned up everyone even more than I did before. Like, literally all of you are at 200%, and I doubled the output from OBS.
It should be fine.
Come on, man. It's just freaking out over the fact that the officer doesn't have his badge.
Well, no, I gotta add the beret later. The beret's annoying. I'm good at doing, like, you know, the hard surface components are easy to shade, but the beret, I'm not sure how I'm gonna make it look with the fabric. I'll have to play around with that. Let's see how that looks. Well, looks. Well, everything else in this cinematic up close shot is like additional shading layers.
Slightly better, by the way. Slightly.
Well, great. Hope you like suffering. We do have one question from Kihi, if that's how you say your name, you damn lunatic. Asking how I am. You want to know how I'm doing? I'm actually doing pretty good. I'm just really busy, but it's the good kind of busy when you know you're putting work towards something that's benefiting you.
Here's another question for you from Lemon Dog Studios. Hey Jason, how goes pay that blood duet to the country you're paying to?
Excuse me?
What?
How is that blood debt?
Oh, I think he's talking about the CIA thing.
Oh, yeah, how goes the blood debt?
Oh, well, I mean, that's why I'm going to be, like, not able to stream for a little bit, because I have to go settle that if I can even go back to the United States or not. So once that's settled, I'll be streaming again, probably in February. That's why I want to have, like, a bit more of a cool, fun showcasing stream, because I'm going to be out of action for a bit.
It'll treat you better than Edward Snowden.
Probably. At least if it goes as it's supposed to be. I was promised a pretty good contract, but they're also probably just trying to kill me, so we'll see what happens. We got a fun cinematic shot here, and we'll be working on some other assets during the stream too. I just wanted to do this first because it's more interesting.
Jason, I don't want to alarm you, but I think I saw this right. I don't think the music's getting picked up in the screen.
There's no music either. I'm pretty impressed.
Sweet Jesus, today is a day.
I'm really at a loss for words. All the audio settings are identical to every other stream, so I just have to make them loud enough to where we go deaf. How about that? Is that loud enough for you?
Maybe you're not gonna have like trucks and power. Is this loud enough for you?
God, boys, please.
Is that loud enough for you? I am getting a lot of questions in here, though, actually. Prushel's asking if Flash is still abusing me. Yesterday, there was a really bad crash where it was like one of those blackout crashes where it happens because of a memory leak, but it was an especially ferocious one because usually as soon as those start, I have at least 2 or 3 seconds to control S before I get locked out. But that one locked me out immediately, and I just wasn't able to click or save on anything. And I had to force quit it. But thankfully I didn't lose anything.
Redead ITA said, at Jason and everyone else, did you guys check out the CACO Awards?
I didn't.
Oh, for Doom.
Doom thing.
Yeah, for Doom.
The what?
The CAC Awards for Doom.
It's like a mapping competition in the Doom community.
Let me deafen myself real quick just so I can hear the screen. Hold on.
Yeah, you better.
Hey Jason, what did you think of Half-Life's 25th anniversary? Said Lycrith the Squid.
Okay,
I have to
guys, yeah, they're alright. I can barely hear anything.
That's completely insane and nonsensical. I guess OBS decided today's the day to try to screw me in the ass.
I can barely. It's so muffled. It sounds like we're underwater.
Do you want to see how high the settings are right now for my desktop audio?
No, I believe you. I just don't know what's going on.
Very odd. Is my voice also muted?
Hold on. Yeah, your voice is not muted per se, but it's very, very muffled. Everyone is very, very muffled.
That's really strange. It's set to my regular speakers on my real-time high-definition audio, so it shouldn't be having that kind of problem. I can turn up everyone even more. Sure, let's just blast out my speakers right now. Good idea?
Hey Jason, what do you think of the FNAF movie?
What do I think of the FNAF movie?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be here every night to finally throw in
I didn't watch it. I was right past the age interest in FNAF. That only started getting popular when I was like out of high school, so I wasn't really in that 4K.
Yeah, me neither.
I know a lot of other people who are really interested, but
Okay. Domagoj Barisic as for Jesul. When is the movie coming out?
when's the movie coming out? I mean, when it's fucking done at this rate. We're like 3/4 of the way done right now.
Well, then release it.
Okay, here's a
No,
good question.
that's a stupid idea. I need to wait till everything's perfect.
Red
Hold on,
Helix
so-
asks, what is the story of the Kamamos you have there? Are they genetically modified agents or just better trained?
Well, they're definitely not just better trained soldiers. They're like cybernetically enhanced, a bit like the hybrids you guys saw back in Meat Sector, where they're like, like cybernetic ATPs. These guys are kind of like Ammo's shock troops or Spec Ops wet work soldiers. They're pretty heavily armored. They got cybernetically enhanced brains, usually enhanced weaponry, targeting systems, that sort of thing.
My
They're not like-
dear belongs-
They're not like outright super soldiers, but enough of them can put up a pretty good fight. They're like the advanced soldiers of Ammo.
My dear beloved brother Holden is saying that everyone is still muffled. I mean, he can hear Jay so fine, but everyone else is muffled.
Okay, I'm just
I
gonna
don't
turn
know
up
what's up.
Discord to 100% and blow out my speakers so everyone else can hear, because this is kind of dumb. Sound good?
Alright.
Okay, it's now at 3 times what it was. Let's give that a shot.
I hope this works.
And how's
Can
the...
you people hear us?
There's definitely going to be some microphone feedback now because it's so loud. Let me go grab my headphones so you guys don't have to have any feedback. One sec.
This
Alright.
question's me. How are things going on the Cannibal Restaurant? I don't know what you're talking about.
Radio.
Ah,
These
you're not allowed to talk about it, huh, Red?
Okay, Rats can hear us. Insane is saying yes, so I guess he can hear us. Tim said noise. Yes.
Oh, I can hear you. Alright, sweet. Hello, everybody.
Well, I need to switch my actual
Yeah.
audio device to my headphones because now it's like you guys are so loud it's actually really ringing my ears. Like you
Oh,
shake
that's it.
like you shake
Oh,
my
yeah.
desk when you talk. That's how loud I had to turn you up.
Jesus.
They just talk big.
It's just kind of annoying. It's stupid. It's dumb. I call it stum.
Caricature of Under Rail by Station. What the fuck is Under Rail?
Oh no, that's like a spiritual successor to Fallout. It's actually really good.
Ah. I see.
Uh-huh. So what, did we finally fix the voice problems? It's a lot better now?
Very
Good.
echoey. Very echoey like it's been, but audible.
I don't know what to do about the echoiness. I gotta be honest.
Echoey.
How's all you
Congratulations.
dudes doing? I'm good.
Very good.
I'm well. Just a bit. Sorry, I was scratching just a bit lazy at the moment.
How about I stretch your arms until they pop out of their sockets?
Hello, hello, hi everyone.
Jesus.
I'll do even worse than that. Don't you tempt me. Good. Yeah, cry and scream. That's all you're gonna be good for when I'm done with you. I'm hoping I answered that Kamemo question to your satisfaction. They're not just regularly trained agents. They're like fully cybernetic soldiers. Because you can't really depend on normal human beings to take on OCs at this point. They're not up to the task at all.
Alright, we got 3 more questions today. Let's read the first one. Hey Raph, play and good games, and to JSoul, could you tell us about your personal headcanon for Madness?
My personal headcanon for Madness, that's a bit of a weird one.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know what you mean by play and good games. Play any
Play
good
any
games?
Yeah, did you play any good games lately? How
I've
about you
been
answer that
playing
first?
Finals recently. That's the new game that came out in the Game Awards. It's pretty fun.
Would you say that is a satisfying experience?
It runs smoothly. All you need is a stable internet connection.
Well, that sounds pretty good given how...
Although the anti-cheat has caused my buddy to crash a few times, which wasn't really fun. So
well, it's that heavy duty?
I think so.
That's pretty brutal, Raph. You have any idea how annoying that is for people?
Second question. Anyway, JSoul, could you continue your thoughts on the Half-Life documentary?
Oh yeah, I need to answer that still. I was pretty surprised at the fact that it even existed at all because Valve just ignored the fact that Half-Life existed for at least half of my life. So when they suddenly come out with a documentary talking about how much they care about the series and how passionate they are, I just hear diarrhea spewing because I know that's not true. I'm sorry, it's all bullshit. They can't just go and say, "Oh, we love the series so much, we're so passionate about it," and then literally ignored its existence for 12 years.
We're so passionate about it. That's why we didn't make Half-Life 3.
We're so passionate about it. That's why we ignored our fans for a decade, and people have literally died waiting for this game. Our voice actors have died of old age waiting to make this game. We care about you so much.
Sitting at a computer waiting for Half-Life 3, and their skeleton is now real.
It really is. It's literally like that. So when I hear them make this document, it's just a PR piece. It's the same as like a lot of other shit they've been doing. I don't believe they care at all. They're probably gonna come out with they're probably gonna release a new headset soon, and that's why they're gonna release another VR Half-Life game. And it's probably gonna be like it's probably gonna be like a VR Half-Life 3, maybe where you play as Gordon. Maybe it's more alternate timeline bullcrap, so they don't actually have to make a Half-Life 3. I don't know, but what I know for a fact, it's not the game we've actually been waiting for 13 years. It's gonna be something completely different.
I find it funny that they're trying so hard to avoid making Half-Life 3.
Well, they've really dug themselves into that grave.
We're getting everything but Half-Life 3.
Yeah, we're getting VR games that no one asked for and 2% of Steam users can actually play, which I still think is just ridiculous.
The Steam Deck where you can play Half-Life 1.
Who cares?
Yeah, hold on. Time update will come when Dreadman feels like designing his little
What, you
sprites.
stupid armadillo guy? I'm gonna kick him around like a soccer ball and stomp on him.
That's gonna hurt your foot!
Good. I wish for you to be in as much pain as possible.
No, you don't get it. That's actually gonna hurt your foot. His carapace is made out of metal.
How about I wrap a rope around your neck and toss you off a building? Then you tell me how much you want to complain.
I'm not complaining. I'm just explaining. How that
Bastard.
works.
It's gonna be more uncomfortable for you than it is gonna be for him.
We have more questions, starting with Happy Days, Red ITA, and some other people. So, don't fucking ask them right now.
I'll answer them.
Okay.
Jason, are you gonna be commissioning a Christmas drawing this year?
I'd like to commission a drawing every year. It's just sometimes the person I get who says they can do it don't end up being able to do it, and I have to do it last minute. That happened I think that happened the year before last year. Because I usually got Minty Eggs to do the art because they're really good with doing like the big collages. But then they vanished and moved to Portugal and became like, I think they became like opium poppy farmers or something. I don't really know.
For Jason, when did you start animating Madness Combat?
2016. I was an animator before then, but like not in any serious regard. Like what I mean by that is like in middle school, I played around in Pivot Stick Animator a little bit, and then I stopped animating in that for at least like 5 years before I worked on Madness again. But 2016 is when like I actually like formally started like animating, and that's when everything really started, I guess.
Oak War is asking, no LK growth? Question mark, sad face.
I mean, I love LK. A lot of his stuff's still in the movie, and we've got his blessing for using his assets. He just doesn't really like the Madness community at all, and I can't blame him for that. You know, I'm not gonna get into like specific situations, but it's well known how crappy the community is, enough to the point where you can understand why someone doesn't want to associate with it anymore. For him, he just doesn't want to do, like, he just doesn't want to interact with people like the Madness servers and do any of that crap. I'm like, yeah, I can get why.
Heard him too much.
Yeah. I mean, that's happened to a lot of people, too. I mean, I've been pretty badly burned by the stupid shit that happened, but I gotta make this movie because you guys have been waiting forever for it, and if I'm like, I don't feel like it, that's like the biggest dick move that could ever be done. And I will never do that. I want to make it clear, I'll make it clear to everyone right now. This movie might take a while, but I guarantee you it will come out and it'll be the best thing you've ever seen come from the community. Period.
I mean, with how far we've come, it would not make sense not to finish it, right?
I'm just like, well, just don't feel like working on it anymore. Sorry, bye. I know other people who did that.
No, we're not gonna. This is not gonna be a a fall of Helios situation.
Oh, sorry,
for the love
don't.
of God.
Just sorry, we just can't do it. Sorry, over, bye.
I was so excited for Fall of Helios.
How do you think I felt? It's like they're making this
Like-
insane supercharged sequel to a crappy collab I barely cobbled together in time for fucking Madness Day. And then, no, not Madness Day, from Halloween in 2017?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the whole story with the original Jailbreak was, it was originally being run by Konami, and I think it had a different name at first rather than Jailbreak. But then Konami just like quit Madness and started being like a Roblox game creator or something. And then everyone was like, oh, well, guess we're just going to leave all of the work and hundreds of hours we put into this collab and just delete everything. I'm like, no! No! I dragged people back kicking and screaming, and I managed to at least get the collab out. I'm not happy with the parts I did, because at the time I was still like a serious like amateur. But I'm happy I at least got a good collab out. A lot of people consider it pretty good. It ended up being way more successful than I would have ever imagined. And I was like so excited. I'm like, holy shit, you know, Jolly Bag's work on this supercharged crazy sequel and has like a bunch of motifs from the original. The soundtrack was gonna be super cool. It made references to like all the original songs I used in Jailbreak. And then it doesn't come out. That pissed me off.
That creator still makes me tear up.
From Kuda29, Jason, what is your favorite manga and anime?
I don't really watch anime anymore. My favorite manga is still Blame by Tetsumo Nihei. Second place, more recently, is probably Chainsaw Man, just because of the story. And no, I didn't get into Chainsaw Man because of the anime. I got into it before that came out. The anime of which is pretty good. For like outright anime, fuck, I guess Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex is a pretty solid pick. That's pretty phenomenal. I would also highly recommend, I mean, if you can get your hands on it, oh yeah, Metropolis was a new one I saw. That's another animated film. It's really good, phenomenal art direction. It's actually made by the same guy who did Astro Boy. That's pretty damn good.
Remember seeing that film as a child,
Yeah.
which makes me realize I should not have seen that movie as a child.
Well, because people get shot a lot.
Yeah!
There's that one
I
kid.
didn't
There's this
watch
one
that
kid who
film.
walks around that entire movie just shooting people for fun, and it's like really bizarre because
Yeah,
he's
this
drawn
guy
like
with
he's
the sunglasses,
he's drawn
because
like
he
he's
hates
10. He's
robots.
just like casually shooting as many people as possible. Like literally, he will shoot you for like no good reason. And I just
I'm pretty sure he-
it gets kind of comical to me. It just gets ridiculous. Like he just shoots people who are like very slightly annoying him or like don't say exactly what he wants.
Was it the plot that he hated robots and was
Yeah,
pretty
he-
much hunting?
Yeah, he really
specific
hated robots, but he also just kills regular people. He's just a dick.
Don't worry, Omega. When I was 8, I would turn on the television past bedtime and watch freaking Adult Swim on Cartoon Network.
I remember.
So would I!
Yeah, I remember seeing Robot Chicken when I was probably too young to be watching it, but I still had fun watching it.
I wanted to watch
remember.
Cartoon Network.
I remember there was this one showing in Adult Swim where this guy who kind of looks like a hippie, he's running from this cat who wants to eat this baby whale. I remember that short traumatized me for a long while. Have you guys ever seen it? I don't remember the name.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, but like, okay. Basically, the guy is almost eaten by the baby whale he was trying to save, and the cat saves him by killing the baby whale with a fucking bottle. Do you guys know the short chats?
No.
Because like, nobody knows.
I think you're actually just mentally unstable. What I'm hearing
No,
is
I
what I'm hearing
swear-
right now, Omega, is a stream of consciousness from a schizophrenic individual, and I think that person's you.
I swear to short existed. I swear.
I swear I'm gonna wrap a cable around your neck. You wanna know what happens after that?
Why do you always threaten my life?
I like threatening your life. I think it's funny.
I noticed.
Oh yeah, let me answer that one question from a while back about my personal headcanon for Madness. I don't really have a personal headcanon. Max 2 is just like, it's like wrapping a bow tie on top of like what I would consider classic Madness. So it doesn't have anything after when Madness 10 came out. The .5s are still canon, but none of the Deadmost Adventures or Dissenter or anything like that. That's the basic rundown. And that's just because, like, you know, New Madness and Old Madness definitely have different feels and different intents. Old Madness was made just for, like, crazy fun. New Madness is made to be, like, a franchise. And because of that, there are changes made to the series explicitly for the purpose of making it function better as a long-running franchise versus like, you know, just a crazy little weird animation series on the internet. Some people might have conflicting opinions about that, but that's my personal belief. And I prefer like classic weird madness versus new, let's say, franchise madness. Do you agree or disagree, Cheese?
I'm cataloging questions, so I wasn't really listening.
That's okay. How about you, Omega? What do you think? And you, Raph, tell me now.
Well, strangely enough, I don't have a view of New Madness and No Madness, if that makes any sense, because for me, I think Madness Combat really starts going to the new territory at 5 or 4.
5 or
Maybe at
4,
four.
really? I thought it would have been
Yeah,
like, you know, 11. Or like the
No,
center.
it's because once we got to 5, that's when we started getting a coherent plot.
Law.
Like an
Wait, there's still a
actual
plot, but
fucking
that's before,
plot.
you know, that's before Crinkle started be selling fucking official Madness plushies and merch. Actually,
Yeah,
no, he was selling old T-shirts back in the day, but that was on like his personal website. And it was like a much smaller thing.
Yeah, but I mean, like in the franchises, in the franchise's story, not really about merch
The
or anything. I
story.
mean, in the story and animations.
Animationos.
For me, at least in that case, New Madness began at 5.
Well, that's an interesting opinion to have, and I can see where you're coming from because that's when like Crinkle started taking it more seriously.
Yeah, exactly. That's when he decided he wanted. It seems like that's when he. I think 4 is when he actually decided he wanted a full-on, you know, blown story, probably. But 5 is when he really decided to flesh out. I think I could be wrong.
5 definitely had an increase in production value. I can agree there.
Yeah, 5 had an increase in production value, and this time, instead of the episodes feeling like, oh, not really disconnected, but like way later than the previous events, now they are happening one after the other, back to back.
Back
Like-
to back.
And some of them are happening as direct consequence of the previous one, or alongside each other. Like the
1
point
second.
5 do.
Omega. I understand. But now, Raph, you must give your opinion. Raph went to go smoke a blunt.
Raph.
He went to go smoke a blunt and he passed out. That's okay. I'm gonna put Raph in timeout inside the stream. He was gonna drink this champagne. He was sitting here thinking, oh, I can't wait to drink so much alcohol I piss blood. But now, there is no choice. Let me go grab his bag of weed.
Come here, Raph.
What? I don't think that's gonna work. Instead, I'm gonna
It
give him
was
his
worth a try.
I'm gonna give him his dime bag and then call the cops on him. There we go. Now he's smoking a weed and drinking alcohol, which is it's a very safe thing to do.
No, he can't do that.
Well, too bad. It's gonna happen. Okay, we grab the actual gun from the sheet, and then I can start pulling colors from it.
Hey, Jason, the questions sure are stacking up.
Yeah, there's a metric crap ton. Let's get back to
Okay,
it.
I think do you want me to read the questions until Raph comes in? Thank God shoots archive them right
Or
here.
would you want to say them, Omega? Or Cheese, would you want to pick a few from the top and then Omega can go?
I would
Or-
just start reading down from the first one I put down.
Okay, put down the first one now. Tell me.
From Happy Days. This one actually isn't a question. I heard that somebody else might be doing a Christmas collage this year, so yours might not be the only one.
That's all right. I mean, I got inspired by the Gabriel Barsh's old Christmas collages like way back in like 2013, 2014.
Back when it was just OCs.
Yeah, back when it was like just OC sprites around like a spreaded Christmas tree. It's not like I have the exclusive rights on doing like Christmas community collages. If someone else is gonna do it, yeah, you should do it. It's a good way to just showcase people in the community. Yeah, we got one by Graph. By the way, J-Soul, have you done Underrail on dominating difficulty? I'm extremely interested in playing Underrail, but I have not played it yet. I do want to get to it though, because I like Obsidian's OG game design, especially with Fallout 1, Fallout 2. I have played Fallout 2, but I haven't played Fallout 1. Fallout 2 is just like crazy, weird, brain-rotting fun, but I liked it. It's also been like 8 years since I played it. But I think Underrail is a good way to hop back into that game, the kind of game style I used to really like. Scrap Bear is asking how strong is this guy? I'd imagine you're talking about the Kamamos. They're pretty tough. Their armor is resistant to most low caliber rounds, like standard pistol bullets won't puncture it. If you have something like a, anti-material rifle or a machine gun, you can definitely kill them, but these guys in groups are very deadly. They're very precise with their weapons. They got pretty good gear all around. Think of them like armored special operations troopers. That's about their skill level and how deadly they are. They're like a step up from N51's commandos.
Wow. Gotta crochet a dog like that, huh?
Huh? Who?
No, Dark! Dorsino, the guy who made N51.
N51 will be left screaming and crying like, no, you can't have strong supernatural armor. Stop it, stop it, stop it. And they're gonna go like that.
No, just go out there.
Like, imagine this ISO over here with the big eyes, like tears start dripping out from his eyes. He's like, no, you can't just be more advanced than us. Stop it, stop it. And then, they go like that.
No, that's not a problem. It's just the way you said it.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
N51
It
is
was
limited
better.
to, like, conventional technology. They're really skilled, but they don't have any, like, crazy occult, improbability crap. Ammo is all about being these creepy these techno-cultist weirdos that have, like, really, really OP crap. But they
So
compensate.
Wonder Eyes here can't really do much against magic.
Yeah, have fun with magic. Although it's not magic outright, it's just like really, really advanced technology. But they're balanced by like
Science
not
magic.
having many soldiers at all. Like Ammo's entire faction is only made up of like maybe 100 people. And like that counts even non-combat personnel. Like it's only like 100 flat.
Okay, so what about combat personnel?
I don't know. Probably like at least like 60.
There's
They have very low,
Shit,
very,
that's
very low
high
numbers, but
impact
extremely high combat effectiveness. Like, I'll put it like this. If there was like a squad of 5 Kamamos against Hank, the Kamamos would probably win.
Ah, I see.
They couldn't keep him down because Hank supernaturally, regenerates and revives, but they could definitely kill him.
Rev
But the thing is,
says,
it's-
yeah, very funny ASAP in the Discord chat.
What happened?
Rap will be here soon. Prepare.
Oh, great. He just got done smoking his blunt, downing an entire bottle of vodka.
Yeah, he ate the blunt and smoked the bottle.
He just chewed on the bottle till his teeth shattered, and then he just went to the dentist to get some dentures.
So what? That was a fast visit.
Pretty good. I mean, I wish my dentist was that good. Oh yeah, but
I bet you do.
yeah, wrapping up the commando thing. They're just like, they're not like insane super soldier level, but they're just like really advanced soldiers that are specifically made for targeting OCs. So they're pretty effective, but they're extremely limited. There's only like 2 or 3 squads that exist.
On the topic of Kamamos, we have a question from Mr. Sandeater. Does
Oh.
the mask the Kamamo wear come off, or is it just permanently attached to their face?
It's definitely not permanently attached, but it's not
It's
fitted
what?
like a regular mask at all. Like it's integrated into their head, but they can remove it.
Oh, so they have like little implants that kind of clip the mask in place?
Like imagine like it's pushed in, has like a locking mechanism. It's probably like it's fixed to their head, but then it can be removed for maintenance.
Yeah, I was thinking something kind of like that.
They do have some pretty spooky stuff underneath that mask, and you will get a couple scenes where you get to peek behind the curtain there, and that's gonna be fun to do. It's always fun to do. And question after that. Jeez, we got a lot of
Archive.
questions. Archived asked, did the leadership trio get a redesign? I'm assuming he's talking about the 3 wise men. They did not get an outright redesign. Balthazar did get some changes over the years because I've been figuring out what exactly I was going to be, I figured out what I was going to be doing with them. And when I actually get around to animating the characters, some design changes are made just to make it so the choreography and the scenes in the exact way I'm imagining it can play out. Their overall designs are definitely going to be the same from what you saw in that old community post I made, and Balthazar is going to be looking pretty similar, but I'm going to be making some adjustments to his eye. Mostly because of, what he does later. Insane Soldier asks, to the animators here, which unit was the most fun to animate throughout the movie? And to Soul, which unit was the most fun to sprite and draw? I mean, to be fair, I actually had the most fun probably making the original Commando sprites. Well, commanding ammos, these guys. The mask was really fun to design. It's something I've actually had on the back burner for years. I originally made a sketch of the mask back in like 2017, and it had like it was more like a skull mask where it had like a bone color to it, but it had some of the same form factor. And there's a couple iterations that were made following that. And then like the final design and the whole set of sprites I made with LK Growth, that was in like 2021. And I'm pretty happy with them. And this is the design you're seeing here. Like, these aren't the regular sprites that are used in, like, the standard combat scenes. This is just for like this cinematic fisheye lens shot where you see him up close. I just want to add extra detail, make him a bit more dramatic.
You can still see the skull motif on them.
Spooky. They're so scary. They're so scary. It's like, oh my god, get them away from me.
It kind of looks like a Punisher logo if you squint hard enough.
I like that they look evil.
Speaking of fisheye stuff, coworker Gerald is asking. He's saying he's liking the fisheye effect on the sprites. What's it gonna be for?
Well, this is just for like a really up close, zoomed in cinematic shot that is like a small pull out. And if it was just the regular sprites, it would look really flat and bland and bad. Because, the regular Madness sprites have pretty flat perspective because they're not meant to be seen they're not meant to be seen up close. And if you did this, where the sprite was like that big right in the camera's face, it would just look really dopey and dumb. I know the fisheye lens also exaggerates the features, but I feel like it allows me to, since it makes the features bigger, it allows me to add more detail, and it makes it look a little less flat. Which is why I also made it so the ISO's head's a bit tilted down instead of staring straight at the camera.
I always say it looks like the freaking commandos are kind of pondering while the officer looks like he's just full focus on what's about to happen.
I mean, he is pretty focused. For N51, they're basically having their pipe dream right now. Or they're making Nexus Core scream and cry for help.
No, like, the impression I get with the ISO is that he's just like, this is another day in the fucking office for him.
Damn. Well, it's gonna be his happiest day in the office.
Yeah, that's the idea I get from him, because I noticed that when you were showing like VIP's work in progress of this, how he just kept focusing on the camera while the commandos were like kind of looking down, as if pondering or thinking or psyching themselves up for this.
Well, they don't really take as much pleasure in killing Nexus Core as N51 does. N51 ferociously hates Nexus Core because they've been dominating Nevada for the last century, and Max too. So when they get to actually bust in through their front door and start mowing them down, they are ecstatic about that.
And well, ammo is more like just...
They're just like, man, they're just kind of bored. They're just shooting at targets. Ammo likes killing OCs and characters because that's who they ferociously hate.
They're just doing their job.
Yeah, this is basically them fulfilling just the part of the deal they made with N51 to join their forces together.
And then N51 is doing the same,
Precisely.
trying to help them get to the OCs.
Yes. There is a question for Raph, but he's still smoking a blunt, so we're going to leave that one for later. Ruth R's Heart asks, "Hey J-Soul, have you had any idea for the thumbnail of Maxification 2? That's like the absolute bottom of the barrel of priority lists. I'm not saying that as an insult. I'm just like, I have not thought of it whatsoever because the actual movie being finished matters a lot more than what the thumbnail's going to be."
The thumbnail could be like one of those pictures of two guys doing the pog face and pointing at a thing.
No, it's gonna be these two. It's gonna be these two commandos. No, there's two commamos pointing at the ISO's fish lens and going, "Oh my god, look at that!
Oh my god!"
Max 2 gets delayed 5 more years because we can't decide a fucking thumbnail.
That'd be pretty funny.
5 years for a thumbnail.
5 years for the perfect thumbnail. The absolute peak of a thumbnail.
Peak of a thumbnail? I mean, thumbnail's pretty low priority. I might not even need to do art for it because there's some shots in the movie that look more than good enough to use as a thumbnail.
And then just put the title on top of it, just plaster on.
I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but there are scenes in the movie that look pretty good as just regular art, and those could be used. But I might end up commissioning something personally. We'll see what happens.
I
mean,
personally think you should commission. Personally.
if anything doesn't work out, then the shot of the city works great.
I mean, that still does. That shot. I am gonna be touching up commencement. Like the shots will be the same, but what's in the shots will be updated a lot because that's back when I was. First of all, commencement was made under a time crunch, and also like I was learning as I was going along my new techniques for doing those really big wide shots. When I go back, I'm gonna be touching it up a lot, adding a lot more detail, a lot more soldiers, and just the city shot itself still looks really good. But I'm probably gonna add like another row of buildings, maybe touch up some of the shading. I'm still really happy with the city shot. I'm still really proud of that. It looks pretty good. I mean, people liked it enough to where like people like kept asking me for like releasing it for no, someone made a background for it in Wallpaper Engine, I remember. And I released it in some Discord servers. If anyone wants it, if you're in a server that I'm in, just ask me and I'll just send you the I'll send you like a 2K export of it or a 4K if you want it.
I already gonna just tell Katzen where, even though he's asking you the question, Jason, but I gotta say, Katzen, please don't try to animate 2D mana sprites in Blender. As somebody who regularly uses Blender, that's way too complicated to do.
I was here's the thing, I was actually considering doing that originally for Max 2 because I thought, oh, 3D will always be better. Then I learned, no.
Look, 3D can be used to help, but don't animate the whole thing in Blender using 2D. It's gonna be so complicated.
It kind of turns into a nightmare. It's better to use it as a hybrid method.
Yeah, use it as a hybrid. Yeah, perfect.
It basically allows me to make it so the movie can come out while people are still alive to see it, which is obviously pretty useful, you know.
I think I'll be the one reading the questions now.
Alright, so yeah, look at the list. Next one's by Synthesgrid. Scrint the Squid. I'm not sure if it's Scrint or Scrint.
Okay, Scrint the Squid asked for a very long time ago. Hey Jason, are you going to put ammo in Madness Interactive Reloaded?
I'm not the guy working on that. I mean, they might show up. I'd imagine like N51 and other popular OC factions will probably be there. But also they might make it so the system is easy enough to where you can just add your own. And I might do that, but it's not going to be a priority for me unless it's easy to do, because I don't want to take up too much of my time.
Nice.
I have seen Madness Interactive Reload, and I have to say, that's basically what I was expecting Project Nexus 2 to be originally. I mean, that's what, myself as a child wanted way back in, like, middle school. I wanted, like, a game that played, like, just like the cartoons and made, like, much more fluent. And now we're finally getting it, like, 10 years later, so, hey, better late than never.
It looks beyond amazing.
They did a damn good job. A damn good job.
Coworker Gerald asks, have you ever played Viscera Cleanup Detail?
Yes.
If so, what were your thoughts on it?
I mean, it's a fun game to play with friends. It's just like, it loses its gimmick after like some hours. Because like how it's meant to be is like you start cleaning legitimately, but then you get like really frustrated with your friends and you start like intentionally making a mess. And then it just turns into how screwed up can we make the place.
If you want a good example of that, look up Dead Banana's video on Viscera Cleanup Detail.
Sometimes I play it as like a form of meditation, if that makes any sense.
For me, meditation is usually in Barotrauma's sub-editor and sometimes Starbound.
Guts on the mic asked, yo, Jason, have you figured out how many OCs you want in the film? I'm a little worried you have many contents with no idea what to do with. I noticed this when asked about new tab units.
I mean, any OCs that are being added to the movie are because I know what I'm going to be doing with them. Like, there's going to be some OCs that are just there to get shot, but a lot of them, at least the ones that are more detailed and have like actual interesting designs and abilities, they'll be getting their own action scenes. And I have a lot of scenes planned. So most of Commercial Sector, this intro is just like the intro, right? It's just the set piece to kick off Commercial Sector. It's like a lot of vehicles, explosions, fun cinematic shots. But then we get more into like the the more standard issue, not standard issue, but like regular Madness camera angles, sprites and room clearing, that sort of thing. And it's going to involve a lot of OCs and a lot of new ammo and N51 units. It's like a lot of colorful combat with like crazy weapons and characters with magic powers and that kind of thing. Commercial sector is where like the majority of OC combat in the movie will be happening. And then after commercial sector is when we get more into like the finale of the crazy cinematic vehicle stuff.
Not gonna lie, I kinda like the art for this Call of Samuel song.
Cult of
Anyhow.
Weirdo.
Yeah, but I like Goats Lady.
Weirdo. Oh yeah, if anyone's wondering,
know.
the artist for this, Hex System, he's the same guy that did Interface, that animated series on YouTube. He's also working on... I forget what it was called. There's Interface, and he's making a new series. Yeah, Safe Mode, that's it. And they're both fantastic. You should check him out if you want. I just like his music because it's like good working music. It's sounds cool, but it's not too distracting to the point where it stops me from actually working. It's
Start
fun.
dancing.
Yeah, from
Daddy
smashing a computer.
Super sorry. That has like 2 questions.
Well,
Question is, about cartoons, do you remember Sandokan and Memo? Also Pose Wonderworld or something and Flower Child Angel.
I have no clue what the hell you're talking about. I'm really sorry.
I'm looking up Flower Child Angel right now to understand what is that. It's an anime.
I've never heard of these. I'm really sorry.
The name is kind of cool, but it looks... Yeah, it's an anime of sorts.
Was it Flower Child Loser? That's what I'm gonna call it.
It looks like this. I just sense a fucking...
If I see it and if it's
Here we
what I
go.
think it looks like, I'm gonna end up finding the person who made that comment and breaking their damn neck.
It probably will look like what you think it looks like. I just posted it in the fucking group chat.
Okay, so I'm gonna find the person that made that comment. Teddy, if you're listening to this right now, you should seriously consider moving to a non-extradition country from the United States and changing your name. That's just the bare minimum.
And he also asks, Jason, do you know some of those many series like 2010 and before?
Of course I know. I was into Madness back in middle school. I mean, I remember when Dawn of the Madness was still coming out. I remember when back when I joined Madness, it's like right when 9 came out, I think. Not 9 or 8. And the first Madness cartoon I ever saw was Madness 7. Which I think came out in 2007, if I recall.
Griff the Squid didn't really ask a question, but she's archived this, so I'm gonna read it anyway. I do agree that I missed the more experimental era of Madness, mostly talking about Funimations, before I had a quote-unquote meta. But I also really love the current state of Madness.
I think in terms of like a series, it's obviously really good for Crinkles because, you know, he's able to make money off this franchise that takes so much of his damn time.
I agree with
30
the meta,
years on, right?
Yes, I mean, not 30 years.
He spent his entire life since he was just a babe.
I don't know about that, but he has spent a lot of time working on it, so if he's able to make it successful, I mean, yeah, that's a good thing. I mean, he's worked his ass off to be able to make this entire series from the ground up.
Actually, he's been working on it for at least 20 years.
Yeah, so good for him. I'm happy he's
Alright.
doing that. I mean, if he had
I
no,
agree.
you know, if he wasn't, you know, if he stopped working on the series, I probably would have also maybe not worked on the movie.
I
Probably
agree
would have
with
led to the
the...
community's downfall.
I agree with what Script said about the meta though. I kinda wanna see some new stuff pop out. Something I'm trying to make myself, some new stuff. Trying. Emphasis on trying. I'm not saying I'm succeeding.
Instead of
thanks for
trying,
doing
no,
it.
listen, instead of trying, you're just crying.
I'm trying. Prusho asks, hey Jason, what's your favorite game in the Halo franchise? I wanna ask what's your least favorite, as we all know it will be Halo 5.
I mean, that's hard. I loved 1, I loved 2, I loved 3. I played Reach probably the most just because of Firefight, but my favorite Halo game overall, damn. Like, Halo 1's the most... It's hard to judge Halo 1 objectively because in terms of nostalgia, it's like one of the highest in my regard. It's like the first game, one of the first games I ever remember playing. And 2 is phenomenal. 3 is phenomenal. I have to say probably 3. 3 is probably the best out of all of them. At least my personal favorite. And worst, I actually thought 4 was okay. I appreciated that they were trying to do something weird and different. I'd rather it be weird and different than just be boring. And then what we got with 5 was like something that just felt really confused. I didn't even remember buying 5. I remember being excited and buying 4. But for 5, I remember my expectations were tempered enough to where I waited to see reviews first, and then I knew for certain I wasn't going to like it.
Oh.
So I dodged a bullet in that regard.
I don't know what Taylor's my favorite. I like 3 a lot, but I also love Reach a lot.
I like Reach's fire. I think Reach's like gameplay is fun. I just don't like the story as much.
I don't know, I enjoy the story personally.
I'll shoot you now.
Anyhow, Lemon Duck Studios. Jesus, man. Lemon Duck Studios asks, where did Ammo, the crazy wacky cultist technology, Jay? So I think it means like where did Ammo get?
Where they got their technology, I mean, they're the remnants of the AHW, who were already kind of like a weird cult of personality, who had 100 years to fester with weirdo fucking other place tech and improbability drives. I think if they had a century just huddled up in the mountains somewhere, that gives them more than enough time to make and cook up all this weird crap.
You know, the Ammo, which is maybe one of the most deadly fun factions, having been born from the jobbers that are the agency against Hank Wimbledon. There's something poetic about that. Anywho.
Well, Ammo wants to cause as much pain as possible. They don't want to just like destroy OCs. That's not the point. The point is to make them suffer. And that's not like an edgy joke thing. Like that's going to be directly shown in the movie. They hold like a religious, ferocious hatred towards any individuals that even attempt to be like Hank. Like any OC-like characters are just immediate death sentence.
Gordon Freeman.
Red Helix asked, Jaso, let's say Ammo were to make a unit for N51. What would it specialize in and what would you call it?
A unit for, like, producing a unit for N51.
I think like a unit that's in like, oh, their own little special division. I think, I could be wrong.
I mean, they have, like, the whole thing that's going on in the Megaplex and the whole movie is like, it's a joint assault by N51 and Ammo.
Yeah, but I think he means like, what if the two just like merge their factions together and 51 got their own little...
We actually, LK Gross did like a cool concept sprite for what that would look like, but I have no idea where the hell it went. It was like an Ammo brawler looking guy and he looked really cool.
Yeah, but still, what would they specialize in and what would they be called?
I don't know how I can answer that because it's not specific enough. I mean, like, N51's like an entire army and Ammo is... like a weird specialist like they're like an anti-commander sort of weirdo techno call. I'm not sure exactly what they'd be given. I guess whatever N51 lacks, and N51 lacks like really precise, crazy techno weaponry against OCs with magical shields and resurrection bull crap. N51's really skilled, but in the movie they have a lot of trouble with OCs because OCs inherently don't behave according to like natural law. Like, they have ridiculous magic or regenerative powers or super speed, and that's stuff they're just not trained to handle, and they don't have the weapons to handle it. They're trained to handle other opposing armies, and they do really good against Nexus Corps, but they get mulched with OCs because they're just literally not made for it, and they don't have anything prepared to take that on. And that's where Ammo comes in. They're made specifically to fight those characters and, like, high-priority targets. If they were conjoined together, maybe Ammo would give them some special... like maybe some like special walking tanks or cannons that fire improbability lasers that disintegrate characters so they can't revive or something.
I can see Ammo using like a N51 if they merge, like in the future using the N51 is more like a, okay, you guys get rid of the little cannon fodder guys and we come in and take down the big ones to like save on resources and stuff.
Resources?
And to like avoid losing important personnel, at least in my eyes, I can see that working that way.
I think it's decently likely. I just don't see there being a point for them to like make a whole new unit for N51 to use when they're already both working together in the Megaplex. Is my.
I think it's just a hypothetical scenario.
I get what you mean.
Kuda21 asks, can you wish a happy birthday to my friend Mera?
Well, Mera. You want to know what I have to say to you? You bottom of the earth scum. You want to know what I have to say to you?
Oh, fuck.
I hope your birthday is calm and without any troubles. Because I've seen your sprites, and I think you've done a good job. Is that good enough for you?
Several times to make sure that I had to do a double take because I was expecting something much worse.
Exactly. Anyways,
Oh,
Happy Days has a
boy.
question. Wait, let me get clarification. Something. You claim Max 2 is a tribute to Old Madness, but has stuff from MPN? It's
Oh,
MPN
God,
from the
this
Madness
is
franchise era. Well, I just use Nexus Core because they're a really recognizable faction that everyone knows, and they have a lot of. They're like a good base to work from for a target for a couple of the factions I wanted to use.
And it's also the faction that everyone nowadays makes their own faction off of. Or at least did a few years ago.
Yeah,
I
and
did.
also they just worked really well from the ideas of how I wanted to handle the OCs. Because in Max 2, by the time Max 2 happens, Nexus Core is already completely dominated Nevada. They went in from the power vacuum after the HW collapsed, and they've already won in their eyes. Like, they've conquered everything. And they subjugated all the OCs by basically signing them up as celebrities. It's kind of like, have you ever seen the show The Boys? And also like maybe a little bit like My Hero Academia, where like they're vigilantes who are like hired out by Nexus Core, given like special privileges just to make it so they don't fight the system.
Yeah.
Yeah, Combine.
Yeah, kind of like that. So like if you're some crazy teleporting weirdo who can fire lightning out his cock, maybe you get an extra paycheck to go get some beer at the end of the day. Speaking of which, paid product segment. I'm gonna go open my can of Light Copper Athletic. Oh yeah. Oh, it's fucking horrible.
Hey, I have a question.
Sure.
Actually, I have a question for Raph. When are you gonna come back to the stream?
Yeah, Raph. Answer the question, Raph. The stream's waiting, Raph. I don't think he's... Yeah, come here, you little loser. I don't think he's gonna come back. What probably happened is, I know for a fact he has a sister that has a shotgun, and maybe she like shot his hand off or something. He's probably using the stove to cauterize it right now.
Okay. Kehi asks, question for Jason. What will you do after Max 2?
I have a lot of plans for after Max 2. It's definitely not the... It's nowhere even like near the end of what I have planned for anything creatively. I got a bunch of plans for at least 2 different games, a webcomic, other series. I'm done with Madness, but I'm not going to be done creating. I'm still going to be using the channel for a lot of stuff. So you don't have to worry about that. I have a lot of really cool stuff I want to do.
Lemon Duck Studios asks, hey Jason, who was employing Hank, Sanford, and Deimos to take out the HW?
Well, I mean... Well, that's kind of a silly question. Hank was already fighting the HW because they're trying to kill him all the time. It's the agency against Hank Wimbledon.
I wonder who employs Hank to kill the faction that is trying to kill him. I wonder why Hank would want to kill them.
Well, no, in this, for Sanford and Deimos, I mean, they were already being hired by some unseen people in the original, like, series. Like, you see them getting orders in, like, 7.5 and, like, 9. So they're already being hired out by someone else. It's just they specifically weren't SQ or status quo from PN2, because it's, later on they got more defined about who they were, but they still had people who were employing them before that.
Wait, that makes me wonder. In Max 2 is status quo, was status quo a thing?
Maybe. I mean, it's functionally the same as what it would be otherwise, because, I mean, status quo in Original Madness could be there because you never even see them anyways, and their role doesn't really matter at that point.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I never really get any specifics.
You never really even get to really see SQ in any regards. So like they probably were around, but you just never saw them.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Lemon Duck Studios also asks, hey Jason, do you prefer the brush or the line tool?
It depends on what I'm working on. I mean, like, I don't draw sprites with the brush. I always use lines. I try to use vectors as much as possible. But, mostly because the brush tool in Animate is one of the most terrifying things you can imagine. And it doesn't behave like a real brush. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Like, in any other art program, right? Like, here, let me not draw with a gradient. Let me draw, like, a solid color. I gotta get like a low opacity blue, like this, right? Like it's at 50% opacity. Now here's the
Does
thing.
it come out like what you grill?
Well, let me show you a couple quirks. Now you can't see my color selector because it's in a different window. But one quirk is if when you select a different color, there's like about a 1.5-second delay. Or if you try to draw with the color immediately, it draws with the old color instead of the new one.
Yeah.
And that's really annoying because if I'm quick, even if I know exactly the colors I want to use and I switch exactly to it, I need to wait like half a second before I draw, or else it'll draw the previous color I selected, which is annoying. But the big problem is the brush tool doesn't behave like a brush at all. Like, okay, I have this kind of like maroonish, bluish color set to 40% opacity. I'm just going to draw this, right? Now, any sane reason and logic would say, if I draw another layer of 40% opacity color on top of it, you know, the parts where they're
It's
on
gonna
top of
have
each other, yeah, they
opacity.
should combine and it should almost be, you know, like opaque. But what ends
Instead,
up
what
happening,
happens
no,
is
here's the
just
thing, here's the thing. Look,
merges.
when you are holding down the brush, it does do that. But then as soon as you let go, it combines it all into the same opacity. Now, there's some ways you can get around that, but they're all shitty. I can go to maybe like shape drawing mode, which is an abomination, object drawing mode. And if I do it in there, then it works. But
Oh,
it
yeah.
also just isn't really preferable because now you're making these abominations every single time. You're making drawing objects every time you make a brush stroke. And that lags the hell out of Flash.
Imagine if you draw a bunch of them on top of each other.
I can try that right now and see how much we crash. Like here's another
Can't
one.
wait.
No,
Like this is how the line, like this is how the brush tool should work under normal circumstances, but it doesn't. All these individual fucking scribbly lines are their own stupid shape, and they lag the hell out of this program. Like look at the delay when I select this, how long it takes for it to actually select. I'm not sure if that's visible on the stream. Like see what after when I select everything, there's at least a 1.5-second delay
Yeah.
until it actually selects. That's how slow Flash is running with just a few scribbly brush strokes. That's
Can
how
I
bad
just-
it is.
Can I just say, fuck the object drawing modes.
It's
I hate it
awful.
when
It's
I
awful.
Every time I try to I just use the fucking hotkey to draw a line, and then I can color in. What the fuck is I coloring in? Am I missing like a? Did I not make everything together? Nope. My whole object is just a bunch of fucking objects. The whole fucking thing I drew is just a bunch of lines that are objects for some reason.
It's just
Because-
really, really damn annoying.
Because for some reason, Flash decided, oh, you know what? Object drawing mode. Fuck you.
Flash is a serious piece of crap.
This thing is held together by.
Hey, Cheese, what do you think about this kind of like,
Optical
what do you think about this kind of like rim lens look I have for the scope?
go for it. It sort of looks like a reticle.
Good, it's because it's kind of what it's supposed to be. I'll add like maybe like a little HUD thing to it too.
This thing is held not your gun, the program. The program is held together by popsicle sticks, glitter glue, hopes and dreams.
And sometimes it gets even worse because then the glitter glue dries.
Yeah.
It's just a nightmare to work with. If you're gonna get into Flash, use CS6. That's been the most stable. But the thing is, I can't use CS6 because for some of the more advanced techniques I'm using in this movie, I need to use Animate. But newer versions of Animate above what I'm using right now, which is like 20... Let me find it. I'm using Animate fucking CC 2018. That's the last one that works on Windows 7. So I'm stuck with this. Because fuck 10.
I use Windows 10.
Do you want me to kill you?
No. I gotta
Why
go
would you-
back to reading questions.
Why would you tell me this then? Do you want me to like run a razor down your fucking throat?
What does the Windows I use matter anyway?
I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna hurt you
Why?
really badly.
Hey, hold on. Okay, in my defense, I never updated it. It was my father updated it to Windows 10 when he owned the computer. Okay?
Oh. Okay.
So,
Next question.
I just inherited. Next question. How to our tasks will maxificate your tune, make it to Fortnite?
Yeah!
Cheese, why did you archive this question?
Man, Fortnite.
I don't really like Fortnite, so I can't really give it my seal of approval.
Oh.
Oh yeah, one other thing that really, really, really slows down Flash is any kind of glow or any kind of blur will make it crawl, especially if it's big.
Oh yeah.
It's like just adding a simple glow like this when I'm scrolling. You see how
Boom.
choppy that is when I move? That's
Yep.
not the stream. That's Flash. On my end, it's this choppy. But if I move away, it's a little bit smoother. But then when I go back here, it's just like this. It's insane. Just a simple blur effect has no excuse to run that badly. And even on newer versions of anime, it still runs like crap.
I mean, if you wanted to do a glow effect for just a circle, you could just make it radial. Gradient.
Ugh.
You know, the fact that... you know what I find funny about all of this? Adobe expected us to pay for this.
Well, screw you. I'm not
That's
actually
funny.
paying for it.
That's the point. This will cost money normally.
The fact that like Adobe actually want people to pay money for this is the biggest insult I've ever seen. Like that is a slap in the face.
Pirate
Yeah.
Adobe products.
Pirate
Lemon
Adobe
Duck-
products. Pirate Adobe
Exactly.
products, straight. Like
I
they
agree.
want you to suffer.
Lemon ducks. Yeah, instead of fixing the program, they just make another one that is almost as, if not even more broken.
It's just
Lemon
crap.
Duck-
Yeah, let's get around to these questions we've been missing. Oh wait, one
Yeah.
sec. Yeah, Lemon Duck Studios. Hey Jason, could Ammo take on Sonic the Hedgehog? Yeah,
Absolutely.
they probably could. That would not be very hard to kill
Absolutely.
him.
Okay, Sonic may be fast, but have you seen the shit that Ammo has?
Well, no, it's
Just
like
it just-
if he doesn't have his cartoon plot armor, he'd be really. You could just kill him with bullets. It's that simple.
Even if he did, like, if he's out of rings, boom, bullets just obliterate him.
Sonic is fast, but the shotgun is faster.
And now the gun's looking a lot better. I got most of the
Okay.
base colors down. I'm gonna start getting to the fucking shading soon.
It's also worth noting that the reason that Sonic wins is because Eggman is a shit engineer, let's be real. Sonic destroys his robots just by throwing his body onto them.
Normal robots should not break in that regard.
So,
Next question.
Exactly.
Fuck you. Next question by Rothaz Hart. How did the Maxification 2 OC Showdown go? Oh, you want to know how that went? Let me tell you how that went. I want everyone here to listen to this. I got at least half a dozen people DMing me about the fact that they're angry because they saw like the first sentence in one of the posts and were super excited, thought it was an OC competition, drew up an OC, and then when they actually read the pages to see what they needed to do to submit it and they read it was San Fernando only, they got pissed off. And apparently one guy literally made an entire faction before reading the page only to find out that, oops, sorry, San Fernando only. That to me, it literally says San Fernando on the first page. So these people must have just saw the title, saw the image, and be like, oh, it's an OC contest. And then they didn't even bother reading it.
Apparently, there was someone who even made up a faction.
Yeah, there is a person who complained to me saying, oh, Jay, so you said I made a whole faction for nothing? And then when I asked to see it, he says he was so embarrassed he deleted it, or at least archived the thing. I'm actually
What?
really
Why
curious
delete
what
it?
it was. I want him to show me, but I'm not sure if he even is going to give it to me.
Just use the faction for something else.
That'd be just really funny. It'd
Just
be
use
really
the
funny.
OC you made for something else. Okay, if you could make an OC for this competition, you can use it for something. Come on.
It's pretty ridiculous, but it also is kind of hilarious.
Why let your ideas go to waste?
Like, to the
Why-
guy,
why-
okay, listen, to the guy that did that, like, I have nothing against you. You made me smile, and so I like you a lot.
Yeah, but like, why? But
I
so
also
much work
appreciate the
into
fact that you went out of your way to do an entire faction to be really impressive, but at the same time, you just didn't even read the rules. I think that's a funny combination.
Yeah. Daddy asks, Jaso, do you know and remember Slipstan, King Apple, YKB Lays, Dude Face, AC.corn, DJ Tricky M,
Etc. Old animators before 2011. I remember King Apple specifically. Yes, I remember seeing him in some old collabs. Some of the other guys, I haven't really put them to memory because I'm not sure. I don't remember what their OCs look like. I remember Slips. Slips 10 and King Apple, but I don't remember the rest. I'm sorry.
I remember
These names are
Apple
familiar, but I
probably
don't remember what they
easy.
look like, and I don't remember what they did.
I remember Sionico.
Coworker
Gerald.
Gerald. Do you guys end up getting any designs from Damos and Sanford? Did you get OCs? We got a lot of OCs. I can show off the OC. I can show off one of the OCs, and I'll show off the an actual really good submission we got for Sanford and Damos. Give me a minute.
Hold on. Sufza is saying, funny though, Jason now planning to make an actual OC competition. Are you?
Well, because there's so many people who are so excited to just do OCs. Like, okay, I guess we'll do an OC competition. After I, start streaming again in February, I could put that one together, and people seemed a lot more excited about that. I just wanted to do the Sanford and Damos one specifically because I was looking for more spriters for the team. That's why it was limited to those two, and that's why the rules were more about, like, actually spraying the character in a specific style. But this competition would just be like submitting it, just drawn however you like.
Wasn't the original idea to do an actual OC competition after the Sanford and Damos one?
Yes. But now, times have changed. Because I was so disappointed by the Sanford Damos competition, the fact that, like, so many people didn't read it, that it kind of ruined me morally. I'm demoralized from ever seeing Sanford and Damos again.
Red Helix asks, question for all the animators. If you could pick another location outside of Nevada for Madness to happen, where would it be? Oh, I have plans for my own animation on that. I'm not gonna spoil anything.
How about I spoil you by breaking your neck?
What do you always call in my life, Jesus?
I just like making you suffer and scream.
Do I scream that much?
Okay, actually, really quick. Here's one of the characters that. Here's one of the characters that I was sent for the OC thing. I'm not gonna say who it is. Don't bully him. I love this guy, but the character just looks really funny to me.
How so?
I'll drop him in here. There he is. He'll show up on stream in a few seconds for everyone who's in my call. Here he is. I think he's wearing a green sports jersey. And then he has, like, black pants like Sanford.
I'm staring at the screen, waiting for him to show up.
Few seconds.
Oh, there he is.
This is him.
Is he wearing that Roblox skull mask?
Is that a Roblox skull mask?
It looks like the Roblox skull mask.
It just looks kind of funny to me.
I don't judge. I can see an outline for a fun OC here.
I mean, I think the idea could be cool, but the thing is, I don't know anything else about him.
The idea seems cool.
He just looks kind of funny to me.
I think the green part on the skull is supposed to be highlights, which props new for making highlights for your OC. That's
Weirdos.
beyond from what I would do.
Now, the automatic winner of the OC, not the OC, but the automatic winner of the Sanford Damos competition, because they're the only person who properly submitted everything and tagged their work. Also, I got a few other submissions for Sanford and Damos, but they didn't tag me on Twitter, and he just posted them randomly in servers all over the place, expecting that to crawl through entire art channels looking for them. So anyone who did that, you can go to hell. Insane Soldier wins by default, and I'm going to show you why. Bam. Here's Deimos. Tactical Deimos looking like goddamn Sub-Zero. Bam. Tactical Sanford. And I have to say, even though the blue was unexpected, I actually think they look pretty alright.
I just not showing Deimos' mask.
Deimos. Yeah, the ballistic mask, a lot of people are kind of iffy about that.
Yeah. Minus the mask, I think it looks absolutely fantastic.
I like the torso on Deimos a lot.
Look through that thing.
I love Sanford's design.
Yeah, how are you going to smoke through that? Well, maybe that's to stop him from smoking. That's like a dog muzzle, but in this case, it's to stop him from fucking popping a
They gave him one of
cig.
those masks that, what's it, Hannibal Lecter had.
Mm-hmm. Stop him from biting people.
You can see the little status quo logo that they made on the cap on Sanford's.
Yeah, on the cap, that's cool.
That's great.
I mean, status quo already kind of pseudo existed prior, because there was always a faction that existed that was like hiring Deimos and that Hank worked with. So them being included in Max 2, I don't really consider like breaking my rule too much because they did exist. My issue is more like other weird stuff. Weird
And it's
stuff.
the thing. Sethbrook's literally Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero. Well, Sub-Zero looks cool. Well, Sub-Zero looks cool. I like things that look cool.
Sub-Zero.
Are we talking about Bihan Sub-Zero or quite young Sub-Zero?
I'm either one.
Oh, okay.
Probably Liang.
I do like the body on Deimos a lot. I think it looks cool. I also have those same gloves that Deimos has in real life.
You do?
I mean, they're pretty common.
Not in Brazil, they're not.
Well, yeah, because you're in Brazil and you're Polish.
I'm not Polish. My father was Polish.
I'm a Pole.
No, I'm Brazilian.
You're
I was
Polish.
born
You're
in-
Polish.
No,
You're
I'm not.
Polish.
I was born in Brazil.
Do you want me to wrap a fucking cable around your neck and squeeze? Because that's exactly what you're gonna get, you fucking Polish
No,
fuck!
you would be doing the world a favor.
Okay, well, I want the world to suffer more, so I'm gonna leave you alive.
For fuck's sake. And the point is, this glove is not. What's funny is that I know nothing about Polish, and I can't speak Polish at all.
Good.
Man,
Anyways, next question.
Domagoj
Domagoj Barzik?
For Jisual, how long is?
How long is the move? I like how he capitalizes that. I like it's capitalized. How long is the move? Well, you want to know how long the move is?
Are we supposed to dance now?
I don't fucking know. I mean,
I'm
about the
supposed to
dance thing, but the
follow.
movie itself is over 30 minutes. I did that little animated preview about like a month ago, 2 months ago. That showed off like how far the movie is and how the fact that the movie is now like double the length of what was expected. Originally, the movie was gonna be like 15 minutes, and now it's over 30 minutes. It's over double what the full estimate originally was. So I'd say we're doing pretty good in that regard. And I'm very proud to say that none of that includes any filler of slow panning shots of nothing happening while people are talking in circles.
Rick Siska. Wow, you just. That was not even subtle. I'll be honest.
You know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to have an 8-minute
I
sequence
know.
while a character talks in circles about nothing happening while you see things very, very, very slowly occur.
Real quick.
There's nothing like that in Max 2. It's all action and cool stuff.
Where's Raph?
Raph, come back!
Okay,
Please!
I'm going to have to kill Raph now. I'm sorry.
Raph!
Raph's
Speaking of
like,
which,
please.
our new team member is also not here.
Yeah, he
What?
fell
Hey,
asleep.
Sportback's not here.
So I'm going to have to crush Raph with the weight of Abaddon. He's going to sit on his head. He's going to crush it. Like, Raph's like, please, no!
What if he enjoys them?
Just being crushed by the big metal ass cheeks.
Yeah. And then Abaddon's going to take his champagne. So who wants the... wait, who wants the champagne bottle Abaddon had? Cheese, do you want it? Or Omega, you want to drink some alcohol?
I already drinking tea.
Okay, we're going to mix in the alcohol.
okay.
Well, which one of you wants the bottle?
Oh boy.
Wow.
Do you want a cheese or do you want an Omega? You make the choice right now or else I break your goddamn neck.
I guess I'll take the bottle.
Congratulations,
How about
drink it till you
smash
pass
over our
out.
new team member's head?
Oh yeah, sure. There we go. Oh yeah, Scorepack was accepted as a new sprayer, and I wanted to give him a cool intro, but he ended up falling asleep on the toilet again.
God. Rick C. Carus says, Jason, are there any particularly cool Madness Fun projects you've seen recently?
I mean, the Madness Interactive reboot's pretty badass. And I also saw someone made like a big Roblox project where it's like an open world, semi-open world like Madness game. We could play as like criminals and shit. I mean, that's kind of cool. I don't play Roblox, but it's definitely gonna be fun for a lot of people that like, you know, messing around, that sort of thing. I'm probably gonna be playing the Madness Interactive reboot.
Oh, Jesus, I'm back.
Raph, what the fuck? I already crushed you. I
God,
crushed
Rick.
you.
I'm being chased.
What happened?
By
They
who?
haven't caught me yet.
Who is chasing you?
I'll have to run again soon, but I'm here for now.
What are you talking about?
Okay, well, Raph, we actually had a question for you 65 years ago. You're gonna
Oh, you
answer
did?
it or you're gonna
Yeah,
get
let me
killed.
go get it.
How long
Let
has
me
it
go.
been?
Raph asks, have you ever played TF2?
No. Fuck. No.
You haven't played TF2?
Well, I mean a little bit, but not like enough to like warrant me saying that I've played it before.
Damn.
Are you satisfied, Domagoj?
I hope the
that the answer
Dumagoj
you
is still
expect?
alive.
I hope Domagoj is
Raph, just so
satisfied.
you know, Raph, you said you'd be returning as soon as possible an hour ago.
I did.
Anyways, we still got like a metric crap ton of questions here.
My
on it.
question for you was asked 55 minutes ago.
I mean, we've been talking a lot about this stuff, unfortunately.
Mr. Senator asks, thoughts on Little Company? Fun as fuck.
I've heard a lot of really good stuff about it, but I've not played it personally yet.
Jason, it's fun as fuck. It's just a clusterfuck. In the best way possible.
Well, maybe I don't like fucking in clusters. You ever consider that?
Wait, did
let-
you answer the question about from Rixky?
I think
Which ones?
so,
Oh yeah,
yeah, right?
yeah. I talked about the fan projects,
Yeah,
mostly the games.
Yeah, the fun.
Oh.
Lemon Duck Studios asks, "Hey J-Soul, who would win in a fight in the Galactic Empire from Star Wars or the UNSC from Halo? Galactic Empire is a hell of a lot bigger. They'd probably win."
Galactic Empire. Now, if we were Galactic Empire versus the Covenant.
Covenant would definitely win.
Yeah. That's the conundrum.
I mean, I mean, like, I like Halo, but like the UNSC just don't have the capabilities to like hold back this crazy giant spacefaring civilization.
You're asking a bunch of hula hoops to fight off a galaxy.
It's kind of crazy.
Guts on the mic asks, "Yo, J-Soul, you know what would be sweet? After Shad's 65 OC dies, have a grabber combine the teleportation goggles with his duplicating ability. What do you think?"
Are you schizophrenic? It's Shad64, first of all. So what, having Shads die and Kreber takes his teleportation goggles? I mean,
That does sound pretty good.
that definitely sounds like
Made
a
it.
cool OP ability, but I'm not sure how visually I can make them combine their abilities and make it not look weird.
Well, I
Mr.
mean-
Sarge just donated $20 and said that you're bald.
Who?
Mr. Sarge.
Sarge?
Yeah, Sarge.
You're here and you give me... Why would you give me $20 just to say I'm bald? You can just say that normally.
He's very... He just
He
wanted
wanted
to
you to
make
know.
sure he would see it, I guess. Jeez, you're bald.
I'm impressed.
The chat is going. Routes Heart. I don't know why I had so much difficulty saying your name. I'm sorry. Wait, will we get at least a single MPNC reference in Max Effect 2?
No, there's definitely a lot of MPN references. I mean, Nexus Core being there is already, some stuff from MPN, so there's that.
I think it means like classic MPN. Then again.
For classic MPN, I mean, Phobos shows up.
Yeah.
You get Sleepwalkers and Abominations.
Which I'm glad about. Your Sleepwalkers and Abominations terrify me. Lemon Duck Studios asks, "Hey Jason, who would win the fight? Ammo or the SCP Foundation?" Fucking Ammo? Why are you... this guy's...
I don't know about that. SCP has some
Oh?
ridiculous world-breaking crap. I mean, like, it depends on... There's so much context that is missing for me to give a definitive answer on this. If we're talking a ground war ammo, if we're talking like some like weird like sci-fi tactics crap, probably SCP, because they have like reality-breaking anomalies they can use, and maybe
You're
just even
telling me-
erase ammo
But
from
would
history.
we use it?
You're telling me ammo could fight off over 5,000 SCPs?
Very unlikely.
No, I was thinking the Foundation. I was thinking like the personnel that like captures them. And
Oh, like
the-
MTF? No, they'd get fucking... MTF would be wiped out by ammo. But if SCP was... The Foundation is actually using their SCPs, then they would certainly win.
Yeah, but then how the fuck are they gonna contain them again?
Well, that's...
Ammo is the kid with the spyglass shooting the sun at the ant that is the Foundation.
Zero Division Error asks, question. Why did you use the N51 in Maxification? The designs of them are great, don't get me wrong, but I'm curious as to why you chose them instead of making some group in their place.
Well, I didn't want it to just be ammo invading the Megaplex. I wanted a joint operation between two different factions. And at the time, I was good, you know, I'm still good friends with Dark Signal, and his faction's really cool. It's well developed, has an entire roster of units ready to go, and it's like, okay, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. And I already liked this faction even before that, so it wasn't a hard decision to make.
The Legend Clef asks, are AHW somehow involved in all this or just on the sidelines? I heard Ammo is a breakaway organization. How do they look at it?
HW's been dead since the Auditor died. I mean, their headquarters basically got fucking fried. Their boss is dead. They lost their major research facilities. Ammo is made from the remnants of the HW. They're not strictly a breakaway.
He also asks, AAHW seems to maintain positive neutral relations between large organizations such as Nexus Corps according to the game.
Well, I don't really go by PN2's rules. I think AHW and Nexus Corps being best friends doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Why
not? No, I'm curious.
Why they wouldn't be on good relations? I mean, in the game, there's just weird interactions I don't really understand.
It's more like, okay, we're getting fucked, so let's just call these guys to help us out.
No, I mean, what doesn't make any sense to me is, at least, I'm not sure if it got changed or not. I watched Dark Signal play Project Nexus 2 a lot, and in the opening mission, like, the HW stops following Hank just because he went into the city. And that, to me, makes no sense. Like, their sole existence is meant to kill Hank, and they're not going to go into the city just because Nexus Corps didn't give them authorization. They wouldn't care. They'd keep going. Why the hell would they stop?
I think it's so they maintain at least a neutral relationship with the Nexus Corps. The Nexus Corps
They wouldn't give a shit. They're going after Hank. Hank's literally their number one priority. They exist to kill Hank. They wouldn't care about Nexus Corps in that moment.
I guess that's true. It's kind of funny how little of the AAHW we got in the game.
I mean, and then they just kind of like show up last minute during the final rush because it felt like, I don't know, maybe Crinkles thought they just weren't really utilized enough.
Maybe, because we do see, I think it's a Riot Squad screaming, "Going there, HW! Going everyone!"
Die. Actually, there's some other people that did have questions, but they didn't, like, at me. Zero Division Error asked... Oh, no, oh, no, you actually found that one. That's good.
Yeah, Risky Icarus asks, Jason, will Max 2 show N51 and Ammo's first meeting on how they came to the agreements on Operation Last Storm? If not, how did Ammo and N51 come into contact? Also to ask, does N51 trust Ammo?
That's a lot of questions. First is how they met. I know how they met. Me and Dark Signal talked about how it would play out. You're not going to see that in the movie, but you will see them collaborating just before the assault. Like, there's going to be a meeting scene where you do see some interaction between the leaders. The actual first contact would be something that would be more justified for like a short standalone movie that I would never make because I'm done with Madness Combat after this. I can't take it anymore. It's horrible.
Question then. Can I make the movie? And you direct
You
it?
think you can just make a sequel to Maxification 2?
How
about this, Omega? How about this? How about you find the deepest, most disgusting rat hole in that shit-filled country of yours, and you dig yourself down deep, because I swear to fucking God, I'll only buy you a few minutes before I find you and break your damn neck.
Maybe if you dig down far enough, you can get to a better country.
China's not going to save you either.
When did China get into the equation? When?
Well, because if you dig down deep enough, you'll go to China.
What? No? You run up in the Earth's core and melt or burn. I don't
Jason.
know.
Scream and cry.
Jason.
What?
Who is the guy who made the faction?
N51?
No, who made the faction for the contest?
There's some guy on Discord of Madness. I'll have to go look again. You can
There's a
see,
guy-
you can. I think you
I didn't
can. I think you can
mention
see his
something, but
name.
I'm
No,
not
on the
showing
community
sketches.
post I made just before the stream, you can see his name. Like I put his comment there.
Wait,
Alright.
if we're gonna be done with Menace, what's gonna happen to Abaddon?
I could still no. He can like be like repurposed outside of Madness Combat. He's
Actually,
interesting
that's a
enough
cool
for
idea.
that. I just don't know exactly what yet, but I do have plans for him.
Hell, might end up repurposing all of ammo into something new. Who knows?
Agency
The
against
guy-
losers.
Hell,
The
many
guy-
of my characters' ideas started off as OCs for stuff.
Oh no!
What? What happened?
Oh, I just did what you did, Omega. I left object drawing mode on when I was using my line tool. No.
I felt the pain.
Oh, Josh.
God, that
what
is
have you done?
fucking annoying.
Ah.
Ugh.
Ah.
I fucking hate this program. There's also so many other questions in that first one. The first meeting, how they came to the agreement. Does N51 trust ammo? Not really. They know it's a poison deal, but the thing is, having the opportunity to get, to assault the Nexus Core, to take over the last city in Nevada, and retake Nevada itself is so juicy and enticing, they can't turn it down. And they know they can't turn it down. They've never had the capability to outright do a successful assault, and that's why they needed Ammo's help to, be a bit of the spearhead here. And they know for a fact it's shady. N51 knows they're talking with a bunch of creepy weirdos who live up in a mountain, who make weird improbability tech and have occult technologies, but they don't have a choice. It's either they say yes and they do it, or no and they just keep festering and walking in circles without much to do.
It's a golden opportunity.
It's the golden opportunity. If Nexus Core found out where N51 was, they would be wiped out eventually. N51's elite, they got a lot of guys, but Nexus Core is just so big, they would just be oppressed with sheer numbers alone over time, and eventually would just be wiped out.
You could say that is pretty much a risk getting fucked over later, or do nothing and get fucked over right away. Basically.
Crazy stuff.
Hey,
Ruthar's Heart asks, Jason.
Wait.
Oh, that's how you say their
The
name?
guy who made the faction put the response in the chat, and I.
Oh, he's actually in
archived it.
here?
Yeah, Blastro.
Oh yeah, what do you say?
JSOL, I'm not gonna send half-back sketches of a faction. If I am to send them, I'd at least polish them a bit, and I haven't had the benefit of free time in too long.
Well, if you do polish them, I would still like to see them, because, I'm just extremely curious about what they are. And since the OC competition is going to be probably in, February or March, you definitely have enough time to polish it up and then resubmit it for that. Oh yeah, also, for everyone else who sent me an OC for the Sanford Demos competition, those will be put on hold, and then they'll automatically be submitted to the competition when it comes around.
Yeah.
So everyone who didn't read, I'm being nice to you, and I'll count that as an automatic submission to the OC contest eventually.
I think we skipped some questions because Raul Sahar also asked.
There's a lot of questions in here that also don't if you're gonna ask a question directly, for us to answer here on the stream, at my name so it's easier to find, because I'm seeing some people that don't do that and it's kind of harder to find what you're trying to say.
Yeah,
I think it was
well,
pretty
how's-
good getting those questions.
You've been doing really good though,
Also-
Cheese. You've been doing a good job. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks to you, I've been able to actually find them. Raul Sahar asks, Jason, would you say that Raffy Taffy did a good job working on Maxification 2?
He's mostly going to be working with me later into the movie with more the demonic crap and stuff with Auditor and all that. I do want to work with him with his OC, specifically what's going to be happening in commercial sector, because the OC scenes in commercial sector are going to be split up into two different groups. There's going to be two different groups of OCs. There's an X-Tile group made of Kree, Rock Lukey, Coda, Raph, and maybe one or two other guys, probably Darren Madness. And then there's another OC group that's headed by Edgar Guns for Hands from Reboon the Madness.
Hey,
Edgar,
I just read
that
for
was
him.
his name.
Yeah, me and Cheese collaborated for his sprites, and they came out pretty damn nice.
Are you gonna show him off?
I can show them off, sure. I was just focusing so much on working on this.
I showed Rebooting the Menace to a friend of mine. I accidentally called Edgar Oliver, and it just stuck. He It's Edgar.
Oliver? I mean, it's not a
Edgar.
bad name. Oliver Guns
How
for
dare
Hands
you.
isn't bad.
I mean, yeah, but it's not his name.
Are you insane?
No, I just have shit memory. Script the Squid asks, does the auditor have any interactions with Phobos in Max 2?
Not directly, no.
That's kind of a spoilery question, don't you think, though?
I mean, if it doesn't happen, I'm just gonna say no. If it did happen, I'd say yes, but I wouldn't give any specifics. Just knowing it's happening is a lot different than actually knowing what happens.
Agonizing Star Butterfly asks, yo, Jason, what are the OC you believe
Yo, Star
can
Butterfly's
take
here?
Hank in a
Yo,
fight?
man. He's like, okay, Star Butterfly's a guy who's been in the
wait.
community for a really long time. He actually animated
Wait,
with
are we
Spots.
sure it's the same?
I'm
Is it
pretty sure it's the same
Star
guy.
No. No,
It
hold
is.
on, let me... It is? Oh,
Pretty
kick
sure.
ass.
And he's the same guy that animated Jailbreak way back. I'm always happy to see him around.
Oh. Okay, then. So, the question still stands. What are the OC you believe can take Hank in a fight?
Maxim Ninja for sure. Because the thing is with Hank, he's like a really capable fighter, but he's limited like to conventional weapons. Like he doesn't have any like supernatural abilities. Maxim Ninja can shoot like energy blast, and he can be like super mega. He can do like, you know, anime Sonic Madness style fucking attacks, where he's like doing ninja slices and crap. And that's stuff like Hank physically cannot maneuver to avoid. So Maxim Ninja is definitely stronger.
Hold in place, my dear brother asks, Omega Synth, when will you start actually working on your Madness project? Someday.
Someday.
Yeah, okay. I am still working on it, but I'm still like fucking conceptualizing stuff and modifying a lot of stuff. It's a project that I really wanna like. I know it's not gonna be a max 2, but I still wanna make it as good as I personally can. Static Box asks to Jaso, can you tell us a little bit about the ideas you have for games you want to work on after Max 2? That's like
One is gonna be like a spiritual Terraria successor. I have an entire design document read out, but I don't want to make anything concrete before I actually like have shit to show. After I'm done Maxification 2, I'm gonna make a white paper and an actual like formal presentation on it, and I'm gonna assemble a team. But that's like not my priority right now at all.
Brimtal Guy asks, will ammo be great in 51? Okay, you know what? Why don't you just ask how the movie ends? Why don't you just ask? Just go to the fucking movie theater and ask the fucking person, hey, how does the movie end?
I'm not
I
playing
don't
this
wanna
in theaters.
enjoy-
I'm not that fucking pretentious.
No, I know it's not playing in theaters. I'm saying like an example. I'm saying as an
TBN.
example. Cause
I'm
like,
being a
hey,
creepy weirdo who takes a disturbing amount of pleasure asking spoilery questions. Also,
Yeah.
Cheese, what the hell did you call the not the Alpha Nova, the Edgar file? Just Edgar?
Maybe. I don't remember.
like,
I think I found them. I remember he got done at angle as an example. Yeah, here he is.
Like, damn, Brim.
I still want to
Yeah.
touch up the hand. The hand's a placeholder, but the rest of them's like pretty solid, I think. I really like how the
no.
visor came out.
Now to wait for it to show up on the screen, I suppose.
Yeah, it won't be that bad. Come on.
No, it's not that it's gonna be that bad. It's just that that the scream delay. Okay, I have the scream going. There we go. It's showing up now. Holy shit, it's looking great. Looking fantastic, even.
So Shoot the Cheese did like the base work on it, and then I gave it like my little touch-ups. I still want to do more, but like this, the visor is definitely fine on. I'm really happy with how it came out.
Seeing this guy always fills me up with
I
fucking
think I
nostalgia.
animated the visor, if I recall.
Take the goggles off.
Fills me up with a lot of nostalgia.
He has a cool like
Look
little
at-
like kind of like facial like rail thing for where the goggles go.
His beautiful eyes and his rails.
And this guy thinks he's so strong he cannot be killed, but he can be killed. I think it's kind of
Really?
fun.
Risky Icarus asks, follow up then, if Ammo and N51 never contact, might they have come to blows at a later date? if the threat of the core wasn't present.
Not really, because N51 wasn't involving themselves with anything that Ammo cared about. Because Ammo already didn't like Nexus Core because Nexus Core is fiddling around with other place technology and they're diving into hell and doing all that. And they want that to be their exclusive territory. And N51 has never had any interest in doing that whatsoever. So they would not be interested in wasting resources fighting a faction when there's no point to doing it in the first place. It'd just be a waste of time.
Sarge asks, Jason, do any of the wise men actually die? Why is everybody asking spoiler questions?
Okay, don't actually answer the rest of that. Sarge, why are you asking a spoiler question? I showed you that scene in good faith because I wanted to show you your cool character, and you drop a spoiler like that, you asshole.
No, he's asking if any of them die, and then, yeah, I'm not gonna read the rest of the question.
One of them doesn't see a wet floor sign.
You son of a bitch. Now I'm gonna make it, okay, you know what I'm gonna make it? I'm gonna delete that entire scene, Sarge. I'm gonna make it so when Veros shows up, he slips on a banana peel and a fucking metal pole goes up his ass. Right up his ass.
It's like a punji stick.
Basically, yeah.
Didn't Michael Bay do something, not do something, but I'm pretty sure Michael Bay actually pretty much fucking changed a whole scene in a Transformers movie. The whole ending of a Transformers movie because the ending got spoiled in the comic.
I'm not actually gonna delete a scene, that'd be retarded, but, like...
Yeah, Michael Bay did that.
As for the wise men, that's also insanely spoilery if I say exactly what happens to them.
Why do people
Sarge, just so you know, Sarge, I love you, you're a cool guy, but like, that's insanely spoilery. I'm not gonna say if they die or not.
Why do people ask those things instead of just watching the movie when it comes out? Why they do when?
Because they're impatient, because I've been working on this thing for 3 years.
Right. Daddy asks, Jason, do you remember Rennes Precedence and Rennes Precision? Precedence was from 2007 and Precision from 2008, both by Alpha Nuva.
I remember his old cartoons, but I only remember really watching the Madness ones, unfortunately. I know after that he was working on like a phone game with a bomb as a mascot, and I don't know anything he's done since. I don't think he's active at all. I mean, he was already inactive on Newgrounds for years by the time I did Heretic 2, but like, it's even more so the case now. Especially after, you know what happened.
Lemon Duck Studios asks, hey Jason, are there any factors that the ammo can't defeat?
That's too general. You gotta give me specific examples. I don't know about like any other random obscure fan faction. Ammo solely on their own would do decently well against most conventional factions, but they lack in manpower. If there's a formal war between, let's say, N51 and Ammo, N51 would win in like a long logistical war because they have the numbers and just the sheer bulk to be able to wear down Ammo. But if it was a precision attack against N51 by Ammo, and Ammo would certainly win. They'd just storm their base immediately with their crazy weapons and robots and just kill everyone within hours.
Is it the reason Ammo needs N51's help because they kind of need to get to the OCs and...
Well, yeah, the reason Ammo is working with N51 is because Ammo, while they have the weapons and the extremely powerful personnel to take down the OCs, they do not have what it takes to actually, you know, occupy the megaplex in the city and take out the Nexus Core. They just don't have the numbers for it. Like, it doesn't matter if they're the best trained in Nevada. That means nothing if you only have 50 guys and the Nexus Core has like 50,000.
Yeah, so that answers the question already. Fucking N51, Ammo will not be able to take on them by themselves.
And that's why they're working together, in case you're wondering. Now, I'm going to open up another FLA and show you guys some other scenes real quick.
Alrighty, I'm going to keep reading questions.
Hey, we're actually doing pretty good with viewers, by the way. We had like a consistent 60 for most of the stream. That's pretty good.
Oh, nice. Brim Tall Guy says, Jason, about the OC competition. Can I submit my OC, but I draw it on paper and have no color? Can I just tell you what color my OC visor?
Why specifically the visor? Why wouldn't you just like
Use
Drawn on
colored
paper and
pencil.
half. There's something. I'm sorry. There's something that's just kind of amusing about this question. And again, I don't mean this to like be mean. It's just like something really funny about like how I drew it on a piece of paper, but I also didn't have like crayons or marker to color it in. So I can just tell you what the colors are supposed to be.
could,
This
like,
is like
use
I'm
the
just
page.
imagining someone walking up to me like something drawn like a napkin with like a pencil or like drawn on a desk at school, like that kind of level.
You could like use the fucking.
If you can make it if you can at least photocopy it with a printer and send it to me, or at least like if you got a good phone camera and you get it in good lighting, maybe. But like I at least need to know if you're not giving me any colors to work with, I'm just gonna make my own. And that's
Maybe
if it
use,
even wins.
Maybe like write the hex values of the colors, indicating where they
Yeah,
go.
even that would be better actually.
Yeah. Lemon Dark Studios asks, "Hey Jason." Oh no, never mind. Already. Sorry.
We just
Jason
got
forgot
okay.
to
We
put-
just got some really funny things I'm gonna have to drop on the stream here, courtesy of Insane Soldier. Oh my god. So people were complaining earlier about the people sound like they're underwater, and Insane Soldier heard that. And so, Insane Soldier was like, "Hey, we can make something out of that." And now
What?
there's something so terrifying. I don't know what I can say. It looks
The
really.
next two underwater
This puts a smile on my face, though. I think it's really funny.
Alvag GG asks, about the LC contest, how many OC will be added?
The contest would probably come down to like maybe like a top 2 or a top 3. What?
I'm sorry, the fish!
Yeah, the fish looks really funny. I like the one, like it looks so cute, like the one with like really wide eyes on the left. I like that one a lot.
Oh my god, it just came up to me in the screen.
It looks so cute. Look at him.
Look at him. It's like a Pokemon.
It does look like a Pokemon.
Official chocolate.
A fish au chocolat. I think that's kind of
Abaddon, I choose you.
that is kind of amusing. I do like this a lot. It makes me smile.
It's the face of the fucking Pikachu that is fighting.
Son of a beach.
On the
God.
beach.
Ruther's Heart asked what the Sanford and Damos designs were for. Those are for the Sanford Damos competition, Ruthers. You loser.
Zero Division. Zero Division Hour asks, Jaso, what is your favorite N51 soldier?
My favorite design is probably tied between the ISOs and the Deltas. I like the ISOs because they look really imposing with a face mask, and the Deltas are just kind of fun to animate because they jump all over the place.
I like the ISOs visually better, personally.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah.
What was the Edgar file called?
It was just called, one sec. It was called Max2 _ Edgar _ Guns for Hands _ SDC. Stands for Shoot the Cheese.
Ah, that's not the original name. Great, because some people wanted to see the un-Jasel-fied version of it.
Well, just search Edgar. I mean, you would have named it Edgar, most likely.
Maybe.
Maybe
don't know.
it's your problem not naming things right, Cheese. You ever consider that for once in your goddamn life?
I think it's funnier to give them very long, stupid names.
Like what? What? Mr. Gunhands Mac 12 gauge.
Here's one of the Max 2 files. Everything is group JSOL. Sorry, man. Well, except for the mask and balaclava.
Oh yeah, fucking Cheese. You're like making everything groups, and when you rotate groups, they break apart and they act all poopy. I hate
Just
groups.
ungroup them.
I hate groups. Risky
Hey,
Icarus
well,
says,
often than not, you
Jason.
ungroup them anyways.
Anyways,
Oh no, he got me with his fire breath.
Risky. No, that's actually me pressing a button that makes your intestines inflate and then explode with shit.
Oh no.
Please don't put that image in my mind again.
Anyway, Risky Icarus says, Jason, what was the fate of the anti-smoking agency in Max 2's universe? I had a lot of plans for like Abaddon's intro being like him blowing up the building, but I'm not sure if I even want to include them at all anymore. It's hard to say.
Really?
Well, no, I mean because originally Abaddon was like adapted from Gib 50's anti-smoking agency animation. I forget what it was called, but that's because I was really close friends with him back then. But since then, he kind of became like a creepy weirdo, and I don't really want to associate with his creations anymore. And I don't want my OC to be associated with something he made, especially since it's
see.
evolved so much beyond the point of just being like a robot sold at.
I see. For a moment, I thought you were not gonna add Abaddon to the movie
Oh,
anymore.
that'd be stupid. Why the hell would I do that?
Yeah, that was just me misunderstanding you.
Well, no. I mean, I might do it like an ASA scene, but it'd probably be pretty short, and probably just be their base exploding or something.
Rosa Hart asks, "Hey Jason, will Edgar switch out his weapon modes? Is what I'm going to call it, like from rebooting the Menace 2.
Oh yeah, I know he swaps the barrels and he gets like a grappling hook. He can definitely do. I'm gonna be redoing the actual shotgun arm, and making it so it has like
What?
it has the grapple barrel and like the shotgun barrel.
You're gonna remake the
I'm
entire
not
thing,
remake
but
the whole
it's
thing.
just
I'm gonna be
from
I'm gonna be touching it up and making it so it can be animated to swap the barrels, like spinning barrel.
I'll be right back.
All right.
We lost another.
You probably just have to go take a piss.
Raph, are you still here?
Of course not.
Never even said his goodbyes.
Well, Raph had to go drink some coffee, and coffee was laced with tile cleaner. I don't think we're gonna be listening to him talk again. Jeez, it's just as simple as that. Like that's the situation as it stands right now. Okay.
I'm not gonna get to listen to him talk, and I'm not gonna be able to find this file.
False alarm, I'm back.
Oh, good.
Damn it!
Ruth Arts. I don't know exactly how to pronounce this. Ruthaz Hart said, "Hey Jay." Oh no, I already answered that. Lemon Duck. Hey J Soul. If you were making a crossover series, what would you call it? Specifically, Madness Combat and a bunch of other franchises. That's a weird question. Like, what other franchises? Like, I need to know what the franchises are if I'm going to be deciding on the name, because they would heavily impact what the name is, especially if it's like half and half.
My Little Pony?
Do
That's the
you
one I
want me to
I
do
mean, I-
things that would make them rewrite the Geneva Conventions? I can make that happen. You just have to ask.
Hey! Don't worry, I'm the one who's gonna be forever known as the guy who makes pony animations.
Omega, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to
I mean,
tell
I'm
you
not-
right now, you have about two choices. You either, like, burn all your government identification and move to a non-extradition country, or I kill you. And that's the best deal you're going to get. I'm not going to say you can save your life as it is now, because you can't.
I'm gonna die one day anyway, why bother?
You either die or die again.
Well, it's either you die or I make you suffer as much as possible, and one of those is a lot better than the other.
I deserve suffering anyway, so
Oh, okay, you're one of those
what's
people.
the difference?
You're one of those weirdos.
What are those weirdos? I don't want to talk about torturing.
Anyways,
Where were we?
oh yeah. Obnox asks, whose music will be used for the animation since, you know who did you know what? You mean
Fleetwire.
Oh my god, it
Wow.
actually is called that. What the fuck? I named it that?
what'd you name it?
What do you mean?
Max 2 Edgar Gunbrand's SDC. Why would I name it that?
Why? Because it's for Max 2!
What?
Yeah.
It's so simple. You kept saying how you like making super complicated names, and then
Yeah.
what? Max
only-
2.
The only Max 2 file I can find here is Max 2, character I can't say, the skin is the same color as the background, woo.
What?
Ridiculous. Also, we've had a metric crap ton of questions.
I haven't been looking, I've been looking in my folders.
Oh god, we're gonna have to.
Okay, let me go through the questions we have cataloged right now, and then I'm going to
Yeah.
be going through the other ones that were asked.
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay,
Well,
we have.
really-
Okay, well, yeah, for the music, yeah, Fleetwire. I'm pretty sure he's actually dead, and I don't mean this as like a joke. I don't mean this
What?
as like hyperbole. I'm pretty sure he's like actually like dead.
Do you think he decided to?
Don't say it. You can't say it on YouTube.
Yeah, but do you think that happened? After
It's a likely possibility. Just as much as him like moving to a non-extradition country and becoming a potato farmer. That could have happened too.
Yeah, good
It's hard
point.
to say, it's hard to say. I mean, I do have a couple musicians that I'm working with right now, and who have made songs from the movie, and I really like what they've been doing. I will say that. But because this community is full of creepy weirdos, if I say their names, they're gonna get boxes of feces shipped to their mail, and I'd rather that not happen. So they'll, like, when the actual movie comes out, you'll be able to find out who they are. It'll be a fun surprise, promise. They're bigger names than you'd think. Next up
Like
is...
Pineapple Man.
Yeah. Next up is Harpy... No, sorry, Big Rebar. What about Wank? Is she still alive? Wank? Wank? I mean, Wank might show up. I don't know. I haven't really considered any... What's so funny, Omega?
Yeah, sorry. It's just a fucking abbreviation of white tank just being white.
Wanky Spanky!
It's called a game of me wrapping a cable around your neck every time you do this kind of crap. I can make the pain worse than anything you've ever experienced. Do you want that to happen? Yes or no?
No.
Answer me.
I said no. I just said no.
Congratulations. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. Wank? I mean, here's the thing. White Hank's really popular as a character, but like, I think it's kind of weird to have it so it's just like a superpowered recolored Hank in a universe where Hank is like definitively dead and that's supposed to be a big event. Like, I feel like it kind of takes some of the power away when there's just another Hank lookalike. And I know the whole gimmick is that it's a Hank lookalike, but I also don't really know any good choreography I could do with them compared to what I'm really passionate with doing with other OCs. So they might be in Max 2's universe, but I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with them.
Maybe they're just chilling out in a cave somewhere.
Chewing on rocks?
Maybe, I don't know, maybe they have a TV
Come on.
plugged into a generator, just been watching late Friday night shows or something like that.
Congratulations. Next
Well,
up is
I
a
don't
question
know.
by...
Romantic-
What the... Happy Days asking what it feels like being Madness famous. I don't really consider myself very famous. Mostly
You-
because
you
I know
are.
people who are considered famous end up either being killed or killing other people. You know what happened with Sethic.
Oh, don't remind me.
Although being Madness famous isn't what made him into a weirdo. That was brewing well before he joined the Madness community.
Before he got the hard eyes with a horse.
Yeah. Also, other popular people just end up kind of being weird, but that's not Madness specific. That just happens on the internet in general. I can promise you that I don't like torture small animals. I don't smash people's heads in with hammers and then like spit into their open skulls or anything like that. If that makes you feel better. I'll clarify and say that I don't actually do any physical atrocities towards other human beings. I hope that clarifies everything. A lot of people really consider me famous, but I don't really consider myself very famous. After I get out this movie, then maybe, but I would rather be humble because it stops me from being a creepy, narcissistic weirdo. You know, I'd rather be a cool guy versus turning into a Kelzad, so to speak.
Wow, just full on called out.
Well,
Called him out like that.
as if I've had a history of being subtle. Everyone already
Yeah.
knows how bad he is.
Alright, bro.
I'd rather be humble and just be a normal person that people can talk to versus being so high on my horse to the point where I unironically think everyone who doesn't agree with me deserves to like not be in the community. Like
Just
those are
look
the
at
two
them like-
options. It's either me being humbled and being a normal person or becoming crazy narcissistic freak. I'd
Those are
rather
not
choose
people
one
like-
over the other.
The scouts have the habit of looking down at people like he's some sort of.
I'm not going to get
fucking
into the
Messiah.
details. He just has a problem where like he's constantly shit talking people who aren't a part of his team or quit his team. Like even when Gabriel left GP, he was shit talking Gabriel for at least a couple months, like nonstop.
Oh, that's messed up.
And he did that with Dark Signal. I mean, you know, DJer obviously. And it's just because he gets really uncomfortable and angry when when there's people that he doesn't really have a lot of control over. And he doesn't like other people being popular because he wants to be the most popular. Like, that whole Project Nexus server thing, the reason he was so angry was specifically because he was under the impression he'd be getting the absolute top community position, that he'd be running the official Madness community server. And when that was taken away from him, that's why he was so angry. Like, that's just the core of that's like the crux of like the whole shit show that happened with that. It's the fact that he lost that opportunity, and he's never going to get it back now because of what happened. And that's just kind of where he is. And the fact is that he did that so often and was shit-talking so many people, it got to the point where it was happening so consistently, someone just casually recorded it because it happens every single day. And just one of those recordings was enough to completely trash his official reputation. But that recording isn't a one-off. He does that all the time. Like, every day he's shit-talking people. That's all he does. I used to have a lot of respect for him, and he used to be a really cool guy to hang with. I used to play GTA 5 with him and Billy all the time. But he just progressively got more and more full of himself to where he just became not very fun to talk to. I'm sorry if that took a lot longer to answer. There's just a lot of context surrounding Kelza, and I have a lot of direct history with him, to where I just need to kind of clear the air about specifically why I don't want to consider myself famous. Like, I know I make movies that are popular, but I don't want to consider myself like a celebrity because I think that's kind of dumb. I have not done anything that warrants that kind of praise. I'm just some guy on the internet that makes like violent cartoons because I think it's fun, and I know other people like them, so I make them because I know that they bring enjoyment to others. And also because I've had fans waiting like years for this movie to come out, and I owe it to them to release the best thing possible that's uncompromised and doesn't waste their time. Is that a good answer for you, Omega?
I think it's a great answer.
Indeed. So, happy days. I'm hoping that gave the appropriate clarifications for you. Along with everyone else here, at least. We have a bunch of other questions, actually. Teddy, J-Soul, do you know these old Madness zombies called Immortals and Resurrects? I've never heard of that before. Are these from a specific, like, cartoon we're talking about here? Like a fan animation? I need more context if I'm going to answer that. Omega, can you get to the other ones while I'm working on this?
Sure, that's a question for me, actually. Ralta Hard asks, Omega, is that really how you laugh? Because it's extremely funny. Oh yeah, Jason is already tired of hearing my laughters.
Maybe because he's a creepy weirdo.
Okay, let's see. Teddy also asks, about Jason, about rebooting the Madness, lots of agents and still no Deagle.
1 second, I'm getting a phone call. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yo, what's up?
Let's see if there are any other questions for us. Oh, Chase is also BRB.
I didn't check just
wait,
now.
am I by myself here right now?
No, I can be ready by 6, yeah.
Hi, Shat.
Oh, that's good.
Good night, Kuda. Hi, Shat. How is everybody doing?
Okay, so I'll be at the, like, am I going with you in the SUV?
Awkward. Stay for a few seconds.
Okay, so you're gonna be picking me up at my place?
Kuda 29.
Okay.
Jason Co. Opinions on glue? What? Wait, like what? Opinions on glue? Like, it's useful?
I just muted on Discord and realized it wasn't muted on the actual stream.
Oh, thank God. Wait, you're gonna be right back again, or?
No, I'm here.
Oh, thank God.
I was not expecting a phone call from my Portuguese grandparents.
Yeah, Mr. Senator. You still have questions? And like I was sitting here by myself.
Yeah, screaming and crying. I gotta get out of here by 6, actually, so we gotta wrap this up in about an hour, which we should be able to do.
Okay, so let's be quick. That. Okay, hold on. There's still the thing about the Deagle that Teddy said. Lots of Asians still know Deagle.
How about I break
Risky.
your neck?
You know, Risky Icarus asks, does that mean Abba Fella has a different origin than abduction?
Let me answer these initially. 1 second. I guess the guy, I mean, guess Teddy, what he meant about rebooting the madness was that, like, the HW agents used to have Desert Eagles as a standard, like in the Matrix film, but then they just didn't have any in rebooting the madness. I'm pretty sure this is because Alpha Nuva just wanted them to have different kinds of weapons.
I see.
For Risky Icarus, asking about Abaddon having a different origin than what's seen in Abduction, I had a couple ideas for how that could work.
Oh yeah, Josh, I hate to break it to you, but I have to go because of...
I get you, man. You're busy. You're a busy man. For anyone that doesn't know, Raph actually works with a bunch of Chinese diplomats, and he has to go do some... He has to do a little
taking
babysitting.
care of my mom right now since she got out of the hospital, so it's a little hard for me
Oh,
to
my.
speak for you all.
Oh, I see.
I understand and have my deepest condolences towards you. Take as much time
I
as you need to
appreciate
take care of her.
Sorry
That
for
is
being
far more
boring, guys, on the
important.
stream. I'm
Far more
terrible.
important. I was glad I had you here, though, Raph. Thanks for coming along.
Alrighty.
Stay safe,
Love
Raph.
you guys. See ya.
Have a good night,
See
Raph.
ya.
See you. Bye-bye. Now, Raph.
Then there were 3.
Raph flies. He flies, and then he goes... whoosh.
Well, or 2 in this case, because Chase is still AFK. Oh,
Probably
what?
just had to go take a piss.
That's a long ass piss.
I'll piss on you.
No! No, 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 no! No, no, no!
I like how
no,
visceral your reaction was to, like, I say these horrible things about torturing you and causing
I
you
do
pain,
not
but then that
consent.
specifically gets a reaction out of you.
I do. Yeah, because that's the first time you said something like that to me. Please, no, I do not consent to that. My God. Jesus. Not even inviting me to dinner before saying something like this. Jesus Christ.
It's funny.
Uh,
Anyways, Red Helix asking, so Ammo has ATP engineers, scientists, pilots, and even a hybrid. But do they have their own dedicated ATP soldat unit like the HW? Well, like, instead of ATP engineers, they have hybrids. Like, hybrids are, like, their replacement for engineers. What you... Oh, yeah, I remember seeing some people who thought the, when I showed off some of the museum scenes, they thought that one ammo unit with the V-shaped, like, yellow visor is their replacement for an ATP engineer. That's actually a completely different unit. They're not engineers.
Oh.
They definitely
alright.
have they're called technicians. They work with the more advanced ammo weapons.
I see.
I can understand why they thought that, though. And Big Rebar asks, what's the biggest gun in Madness history? I guess in terms of, like, most effectiveness, that's probably, like, either that giant machine gun Hank got in MC-10 when he mowed down a bunch of guys, or maybe the big one Deimos had in the 7.5, maybe? I mean, it's hard to say what's the best. I'm just rating that mostly based on just offensive power. It'd probably be that.
Alright, let me check in the chat to see...
There's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah, to the questions that...
Prushel asks, Jason and Company, opinions on glue? Like, what, like huffing glue? I wasn't one of those kids back in the day. I didn't eat it either.
Okay, let's see.
It's a bunch of creepy weirdos.
Let's see.
Then some
Static
Ruski
Block.
Pooski asking, do you remember the Madness Streak series by Gabriel Barsh from 2007 till 2011? He stopped them. I was never... Okay, I need to be honest. Like, I love Gabriel. I love his new stuff. But when I was, like, first starting out in the community as, like, a young teenager, I wasn't really into, like, the comedy madness stuff or the slapstick stuff. I like the more serious, or, quote-unquote serious style cartoons that are more like the main series. And I wasn't really interested in, like, the cartoony stuff like what Gabriel Barsh was doing. I do like his stuff a lot now because I just appreciate the work he puts into it, though.
It's
So I will say that.
Static Box guy asks, Joe Omega, you laugh like someone I know. I'm sorry for you.
I'm sorry for you because they want to cause you as much pain as possible, my friend. As much pain as you could possibly be in and nothing less.
Joe R, please avoid saying shit like this in chat.
What did he say? Like, put a baby in a fucking air fryer?
No, he said something like, that's carry on.
Maybe you shouldn't say it if it's that bad.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna copy and paste what he said.
Sure. Guts on the mic asks, Yo, J-Soul, is the teaser you released going to be in the film the way it is? I've noticed some errors. The animation for Kamamo's feet look weird. Oh, yeah, the reason the Kamamo feet look weird is because, literally, we were trying to shove that out the door last second before I flew out to Portugal. And let me tell you. I got some help with the feet, and I was rushing some of the feet because I hate feet. Feet is like the last thing I do in any scene. It's the one part of the polishing process for a scene that I hate because it's just boring. There's nothing interesting you can do with feet. They're just feet. And I don't like doing the pedaling motion that other people do as filler because to me that looks really weird when everything else is animated with precision. So I animate the feet with precision and it rots my goddamn brain. So the Kamamo feet will be reanimated and they'll be looking a lot better in the actual film. And yeah, there's a couple small errors that are going to be present because I just, it's before it's even through the final polishing phase.
That makes me wonder, do you animate feet in the same layer or in different layers?
I do same layer.
I do same layer too. It's strangely easier.
It's easier just to move them together and like do them a frame of pop usually. At least from what I've experienced, it's been like that. Insane Soldier asks, J-Soul, do you ever plan on starting a small indie studio for your other projects? You did mention you had other projects in the works beyond Max too. Well, I think starting a studio outright would be a bit extreme. I've been doing pretty well as an independent creator so far. I mean, I have a team of guys I work with, but we're not like a formal like studio is the thing. And I'm not sure when that would be strictly necessary. If we're going to release a game that actually is like, legally being sold, we're going to have like a formal company for that. In which case, it would most likely be a small studio. Probably not like an actual physical location, just being a team of guys. But we'll see what happens. I'm definitely going to, I already have like, people I'm working with now who's going to be working with me on the games and other movies and animation projects, and they're pretty good people to work with actually. But there's much more that also must be done. Things that cannot be ignored.
Hello.
Hi, Cheese.
Oh, thank God you're back.
What did I miss?
We went through a bunch of questions, crazy weirdos, that sort of thing.
I'm trying to look at the questions and what is this guy? I cannot read Russian. I'm sorry.
Ruski Puski.
Yes, he says resurrect zombies that rare and mostly leader type enemies.
I think this is talking like something that showed up in a fan animation.
Some with magic abilities like zombie resurrection, shield teleport, etc. Like old Magic Wars in the older Madness movies.
Red twins of the green zombies. They can very well walk, and objects stabbed in their heads or skull head. But resurrects are different.
Are we starting to hallucinate some of these messages? I'm not
Maybe
sure
I've actually just been sitting in a cave this entire time, screaming into a wall until my ears pop. That's also pretty likely.
We're not real.
Yeah,
We're
Mr. Sandeater did ask, is this the last stream for the year? Yes, it will be the last stream for the year, and I'll be resuming my streams in February if I don't get shot. I could get shot, but I probably won't. But I might. It's just to let you guys know. This year has been insanely productive for the movie. I mean, we got past 30 minutes of footage, which still impresses even me, because the original film was only going to be like 15 minutes. And now we're up to like double that. I think that means we're doing pretty good. And we're finally getting to the fun action scenes. I'm sick of doing cinematic shots. I can't take it anymore. I want to do fun OC action scenes with a bunch of crazy characters and robots, and I can finally do that now. It's going to be great. Goodness gracious. You ask the next questions, Omega.
Okay, Daddy asks, Jason, do you think can win between... Oh, sorry. Jason, who do you think can win between Hank and Hunk from Resident Evil?
I mean, Hank has supernatural resurrection abilities. I don't think I don't think Hunk could really kill him with any normal weapons.
Yeah, but Hunk is nearly unkillable. I'm pretty sure it's called that because it's called human units not killed, or something like that.
I'm not really sure. I mean, I don't know a lot about Resident Evil to give a definitive answer on that.
It's just that Hunk is known for being able to survive the dumbest shit.
I think it's a cool character for cool idea for a character, but I don't know enough about him to say whether or not that's the case.
I see. Nitro Cat asks, "Hey Jason, does Ammo have mag agents?"
They do, but not like traditional ones at all.
Well, what kind
They're more magazine shaped.
Yeah, think of it like that.
of? Okay. Grimtall guy asks, "Jason, how many type of units do Ammo have?"
With infantry, it's at least 5 or 6, 7 if we count non-combat personnel that you see in the movie. And then for non-human units, it's at least 4 you see in the movie.
80.
Well, it might be more than that. Depends on what ends up happening, especially like with commercial sector. We'll see what goes on. Fuck you, auto recovery. You never work.
The big 80.
Lemon Duck Studios asks, "Hey Jason, after Max 2 is done, could you let me help you on your other project?"
You're a creepy weirdo who takes a disturbing amount of pleasure wanting to help me with projects.
Is that a no?
Maybe. I mean, I don't really know what you do, Lemon. I know you do some like art stuff, but I don't know specifically what I'm going to be needing for a project that I haven't even seriously considered yet, because I'm still making this one.
Max 2 is the current seriously considered project.
Well, yeah, it's the current priority because it's what I'm literally making right now before your eyes. So that's number 1 on the list.
Psych with the Squids. Question for all of you. What do you think of games today usually have a ridiculously large file size? I find that irritating. So do fucking I!
It's pretty annoying because you know it can be done better because it has been done better, but they just don't give a shit anymore. So they just get away with it.
I just love how I love how games nowadays know we need to be hyper fucking realistic.
It's not it's not an issue with the realism. It's an issue with the fact they just don't bother compressing anything anymore.
The better optimization, like of compression, just make a game fucking take half of your goddamn space.
It's pretty annoying, yeah. I'm more like, at least my personal experience. I don't really play it much anymore, but like, I remember there's like add-ons for Gary's mod, like weapon packs, like for Modern Warfare, and some of those are just brain-shatteringly big. Like we're talking like several gigabytes for maybe like 1 or 2 guns in the source engine. I find that to be just absurd.
It's ridiculous.
It also just makes it run like shit.
Alvag GG asks, "Are we going to get a new soundtrack before the movie release?"
Probably at least one, yeah.
Will it be for MedSec?
Medsa would be a good option, yeah. That'd actually be a really good one to pick. That one's really good. We currently have songs for Residential Sector, Meat Sector, the Museum, Security Block, and MedSci. So the soundtrack's pretty far along. Next up will be the soundtrack for Commercial Sector.
Rixie Icarus asks, "How would you rate Ammo's logistical abilities? Strategies?"
I mean, that's kind of a weird question because they're not like a standard issue army at all. I mean, they only really stay in one place and they don't trade or do anything like that with other factions. Logistically... What?
Don't you mean conventional? You said standard issue.
How about I put my thumbs in your eyes and push until they go into your brain?
Okay, what weapon does the ammo use the most? That will be pretty much standard issue for the groups.
You're mentally unstable.
I'm not mentally unstable, I'm just saying. Okay,
You are, you're in the madness community. You're mentally unstable because you're here. There's no other question to it.
Fucking insane!
Did you finish
You're
answering
not
the
crazy.
question? Or...
You're batshit insane.
Okay, Teddy asks, I wonder if ammo can fight regeneration neutralization for Kree. What you think?
The regenerator? Oh,
Yeah.
regeneration neutralization for his OC abilities. Yeah, they would have something for him. But
Ah.
they don't get to use it. Like, you see what they were going to use, but they don't get to. But what you see instead is even cooler.
It's a freaking jam jar.
They're gonna put him in a
Yeah.
cum jar.
Jam
No!
him in there.
No!
It's gonna be a cum jar filled with like glitter and powdered glass, probably.
Ah!
They just shake it around.
Ah!
It's like a snow globe. It's like a snow globe. They
You know
just shake it
how-
around just to see what happens.
Are they also gonna put it on a fucking boiler?
Yeah,
watch
probably.
They come boil?
Yeah.
You know how there's that sort of machine that spins vials of whatever.
Oh yeah,
liquid
they're gonna put him
around
inside of
really
that.
fast? Yeah.
God. Where are they even getting the cum?
You don't want to know.
Ah!
It's homemade.
Moving on. Brushley asks, Jay, so how many dudes can Phobos take on in a fight?
Phobos and Max 2's cybernetically and robotically enhanced. He could definitely take on, like, he could kill Jebediah Kristoff from Project Nexus 1 pretty easily, I'll say. He's definitely stronger than he was in the game by a lot.
Okay, how many people are? How many men?
Like, taking
is
on at
Jebediah
once?
one?
I mean, who's taking him on? Like, we talking grunts? We talking, like, Asians, assassins here? Like, I need to get some actual piece of measurement here for who he's fighting.
Okay, that's a good point. But let's say he's fighting the average grunt, Joe. How many of them?
I mean, regular
could he-
grunts aren't hard to kill. Like, even an average OC can kill, like, a heap load of grunts.
Okay, then let's say an
It's not a good point of measurement at all.
You know, Jason,
Yeah?
I think Phobos will still fall to one poison head crab and one fast head crab.
Oh, yeah, just like in Half-Life.
Daddy. Jason, what do you think about Sleepwalker Mag?
I think Sleepwalker Mags are cool. I think they have a neat design. In
Wait,
theory.
are we talking about Golems?
No, Mags.
There are Sleepwalker Mags?
I think he's talking
Not
like in theory.
Yeah.
Like the idea? Oh, okay.
I definitely think it's a cool idea. It could work. But I don't have that in Max 2. You just get other cool stuff. Sorry, you don't get that cool thing, but you get other cool things.
Yeah.
I know it's really
It evens
heartbreaking to
out.
hear, but there's going to be cool stuff in the movie, so sorry.
It evens out. Risky Icarus asks, Jason, how is the soundtrack / sound work organized for the movie? What's that?
I mean, like, I just animate the scene, I hand it to the guy, and I work with him on how it'll sound for the most part, like certain motifs and syncing up some beats with certain events. It's not too complicated. It's not like I don't have like a special technique for that. I just work with the music guy making the music.
Huh. Mr. Sandier asks, I know nobody cares, but I do have a faction that is both supply. I care! There's both supplier and manufacturing robots. I know it sounds dumb, no, it sounds cool, but it's still working on it.
I mean, it's better to make a faction that at least does something weird or interesting versus just being another agency recolor.
I care about his faction, it sounds interesting. That asks, Jay, so I wonder if Ammo can take Madness Crazy 123 with his Berserk and Regeneration.
Yeah, they definitely could. I mean, if you saw Gabriel Barsh's the scene he was gonna do for Greedy collab, you saw that he can be killed if you just shoot him enough, like faster than he can regenerate. So even N51 could kill him if they just ambushed him. Or if he just got hit with a grenade or something.
You just need to make sure he can't escape.
No, because you
Yeah.
you can outpace his regeneration. It's not like Kree, where as long
Yeah,
as he
exactly.
has a body part, he can come back. With Madness Crazy, if you like blow his head off entirely, he just dies.
Ah.
Like if you just completely, I think it was like in the animation, like Gabriel like mag dumped an automatic shotgun into his face, and the last couple shots blew his head off, and that permanently took him down. So that worked pretty well.
Wait. Where would you go?
I mean, I actually wasn't expecting Gabriel to kill another character like that. I was impressed.
Big Rebar asks, Jaso, what do you think about the origins from Persian Nexus 2 and their power scale against some OCs? That is a very broad question.
I mean, again, I gotta be honest, I haven't played a lot of Project Nexus 2. And I think some of the origins are cool for people making their own characters, but I don't think that's really applicable to apply against like an animation with specific handcrafted OCs. I'd say they definitely would have good abilities, but I'm not sure how that would scale up against anyone. Also, just quick message to the chat. We're gonna be wrapping this up in about 10 minutes because I gotta go.
Brimtog. Oh my god, the Russian guy asked another question. Hold on. I wonder if Ammo can. Oh no, yeah, that was his question. Never mind. Brimtog guy asks, Jaso, will Magnesia will be in the movie?
Magnesia.
Oh yeah, Magnesia's in the movie. He actually shows up as one of the first OCs in the party scene.
Ah, okay. Sorry for completely butchering their name.
Butchered his name! How dare you!
How dare you! How dare you!
Brimtog guy also asks,
The king will have your neck for that!
can Kree clone himself by cutting himself in half? I don't know. You will have to ask.
Well, like
the
Kree
creator
cutting
that.
himself in half?
Yeah, can he just clone himself by doing that?
It's never been demonstrated. I think if he could have done it, his character would have already done it.
I don't think it would clone him.
I think he can only regenerate like one consciousness of himself to a body.
I see. Russian guy asks, sorry, I really cannot spell your name, man. I swear it's not on purpose. Jaso, you imagine 1, 3, 3, 7 agents with levels, like level 0, no shades, level 1, black shades, level black plus red shares, level 3, red shares, level 4, green shades.
I think this
level
guy is
5,
mentally
yellow shades.
insane. I mean, like, you mean like different levels of agents? The HW aren't really in Max 2. I don't really consider that at the moment very seriously. I mean, they might make a flashback cameo at most, but like they're not showing up in the movie. I'm not like reconsidering like how they're laid out in that way. I just don't really think it's necessary.
Yeah, it was answered throughout the question about the Persian Nexus classic references. In a way, there's already the Nexus core, so in a
That's
way,
a pretty big reference. And I guess, you know, since N51's canon now, they're also a reference. Even though they weren't canon at the time when I started working with them.
Yeah. Script the Squid asks, Jason,
Yeah, of course he did.
Jason, in this timeline, do Ammo grant themselves rock powers instead of Deimos?
Rock powers? Like cock rocks?
What the fuck? Cock rock? What?
What's this guy talking about?
I think he's asking if Ammo is gonna give themselves rock powers.
Rock power? Oh, you mean like what was happening with... I thought Crinkles' answer to that was like, To Be Damned was replacing his lost flesh with rocks to like try to hold them together or something. Or do you mean like those weird like big agents that show up? Or do you mean like the big weird agents that show up near the end when they come out of the portal?
I think he means like Deimos. Because grant themselves rock powers instead of Deimos.
Probably not. They got their own tools to play with.
Crushly asks, hey Jaso, what OC in the movie, excluding Abaddon, will be the most powerful?
It's kind of spoilery. I mean, Max and Ninja, I said it's pretty tough. He'll have a fun action scene with some other characters. I don't know about specifics because it mostly comes down to like how I'm feeling when I actually put the scene together and like what I think is cool choreography. Like if a character has a neat design and he's well made and I got a good idea for him, I'll play around with him, see what kind of fun action I can do. But most of the time I'm just caring about what's best for the scene versus like just how cool a character is, strictly. I hope you're left in pain from that answer.
Well guys, I gotta go eat dinner. This was a nice time.
It was a nice time. I also gotta go eat dinner because it's like 6 o'clock. This is a pretty good stream though, I do have to say. This is pretty good.
I also need to eat dinner.
Well, screw you, you don't get to eat. You gotta be with me for another 2 minutes as we do the little ending part.
And same with you, Omega, you don't get to leave.
See you guys.
Okay, see ya. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
And now I die.
Now he dies.
2 of us now. And Scoreback is still not here.
Well, he
I
definitely
can't wait for him to join right as it ends.
like literally right as I'm like drinking my first drink at dinner. He's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
sorry I'm late, guys. Oh, sorry I'm late."
I'm sorry, guys. I'm stuck on the train.
I think he just slipped on a banana peel. Okay, we're gonna wrap up
Leave
the
me
last
on,
couple
nobody can't
questions
leave.
here. I like you, Cheese. Damn you, Raph. Damn you. It is kind of funny. If there's any last questions, ask them right now, because I gotta go in a few minutes. I already should have been. I got shit I gotta do. I had a really fun time here though with you guys. Let me show a few more things on the stream just because you know, we're gonna be last one for a while. This is a scene where N51's opening the door. Nexus Core thought that behind the door would be a bunch of strippers and party balloons, but instead they're getting this. They're like, wait, please, please, not us, please, no! And they just get ripped to pieces. Obviously Gore's like a lot of Gore placeholder because it takes a long time for me to do, but choreography-wise the scene's almost done.
And also, it'll save up on resources if he doesn't do it right away.
Saves up on resources. Also, like, it makes it so Flash doesn't run as horrible. Because doing the effects last is most economical, because the effects and like detailed gore and like blood is what, like, even overlays, if you use a lot of them, will slow down Flash. So I'm doing the character animation first, which is mostly done here. I think I'm gonna add like one more guy to the back.
We have another question.
Sure.
From Ralph as Heart, he says, Jason, did you mostly enjoy making Max Vacation 2?
Yes. I've actually really liked working on the movie. It's just, it's the most stressful points are only those where it's like the tools I'm working with. I actually really like working on the movie. I find it as a fun creative outlet. But Flash is horrible, and it's what I'm forced to use 90% of the time. I thought Toon Boom would be my salvation, but it's actually just not really good at all for sprite animation. It's not made for that at all, and you can't really use it like that. I thought that'd be the ace up my sleeve, but no, I've been doing well enough with Flash.
Pirate Adobe.
Pirate Adobe products pay for Toon Boom, because it is better, it's just not good for Madness. I do want to say, like, generally, this year's been pretty damn good for the film. We've gotten a shit ton of scenes done. We've gotten the last parts in the movie, at least I got the choreography for all that planned out. And I know how it's going to end.
Got a new musician.
Oh yeah, got my new musician. We got like half the soundtrack for the movie done. That's pretty big. We got the concepts for the finale of the movie basically wrapped up. So like the whole like layout for the last part of the movie is like all done. I just had to animate it. And that takes a while because, you know, this isn't just like a grunt walking room to room shooting 2 agents and then walking to the next room when that happens again. I try to make each scene have something interesting. I don't want to just have a room where it's a character shooting other characters and then they move. Like, I at least want something interesting to happen, either like an interesting character action or a unique weapon or some cool move. The last thing I want to do...
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the last thing I want to do in this movie is have a scene that feels like it was just there for filler, is my thing. And I want to make sure that when this is done, it is the best Madness movie, period. Not best Madness movie at the time, the best for now and forever. And that's only possible with your guys' patience for me taking 3 years to work on it. I can make one solid promise. It will not take as long as Madness 11.
Wasn't it 4 years?
I started formally working on it in
2019.
I was putting together assets then, but I didn't really start getting the full production until after I got into college. I mean, after I got into my second college. And that would be 2020. I started like fully working on it in 2020. In 2019, I was like assembling assets and ideas and had some like prototype scenes, but I didn't really know what the hell I was doing. 2020 is when like I had a solid vision. I started really, you know, biting the bullet and working on it. And it'll be, I think, yeah, I started around February 2020, working on it fully. So, shit, yeah. It's gonna be a bit longer till it's done, but I guarantee you it'll be the best film ever made in the Madness community when it is done. And I hope the little teasers and little bits and pieces have shown that, you know, we got a lot of cool things cooking.
One more question.
What's up?
From Rixky Icarus, JSoul, was the movie storyboarded or scripted?
Neither. It's all in my brain. I don't write it on paper because paper is for losers.
Actually, one other question from Brim Tall Guy. Can you finish the movie before Madness Day or even on Madness Day?
I can guarantee I'll have commercial sector done in time. I can guarantee that, because the issue is, it's like what's gonna happen. It's like what happened with MedSci. I thought medical science was gonna be a short sector where you get to show the abominations and sleepwalkers and Gollum mags and all that. But that ended up being such a massive action set piece and also the best part of the movie. Like, I've screened all of MedSci to a couple of people in the community and some, most of the team I've worked with and all that. And it's in agreement that it is the best part of the movie so far, medical science. It's also one of the longer parts, so it's about 5 minutes. And that took a while to do. But the end result was something so good that I also believe it to be the best part of the movie by far. And commercial sector might end up a similar way, where I'm planning for it to be a certain way, but then it ends up being bigger. But then the end result is also a sequence so fantastic, it makes everything before it look like a joke. And just you wait till we get to the throne room. That's when things get really fun. Phobos will have plenty of toys to play around with. But
Is the commercial sector like halfway done so far?
it is halfway done. Like this, there's like an opening big vehicle action set piece, which like this is like the last couple shots for right now. Like them being mowed down here, like there's only 2 or 3 shots after this, and then like it's on to the second half.
OCs.
Yeah, the first half is like finishing off Nexus Core, second half is all OC combat. So we're doing pretty well with that. I gotta fucking go. I had a really good stream here with you guys. It was pretty solid, pretty long. We got over a lot of cool stuff. We had a shit ton of questions. I will not be hosting a stream in January, but I will be back in February. And I shall host a stream then and be showing off all the things I've been working on in the meantime. But in real life, I've been super damn busy. Lots of work stuff because I have a job like an actual human being. And I also need to move to another country somewhere in Eastern Europe. Ukraine, let me tell you about that. CIA business. Serious shit. And cheese, I might not come back.
Why?
Because I have to go to Ukraine for 6 months.
Die.
Yeah, I'm probably going to die. So, to everyone in the chat, if I don't end up making a community post for like a couple months, it's probably because I died.
This is the end of Max 2!
It's really not. I have continued. I made a couple clones. They'll keep working on it. It took a while, but genetic copies of myself with a copied consciousness aren't actually too hard. You just need a lot more glass than you thought you did.
What if they gain free will?
Well, then I probably deserve what comes next. Let's all sit down and relax. Thank you to everybody who took their time to join the stream. I'm really happy. We had a lot of really good viewership this time. Lots of fantastic questions. I was really happy I got to show off more scenes in the film. But I gotta go. I gotta go do some stuff. Thanks again for everyone coming in. Cheese, thank you for hopping in. I'm sad Scorpack couldn't hop in, but it's probably because he like got shot or stabbed or mugged or something.
He'll be here posthumously.
He's in the tea and crumpets country, and over there they get mugged a lot, so maybe something happened. I'm not going to judge him until I know what happened. Sound good?
So many mugs.
Indeed. Thank you everyone for hopping in. I had a great time. I'll be seeing you guys again in February, but we'll probably at least be doing like one more community post in January just as an update for where I am. I'll be seeing you guys around. Have a good day. And Cheese, you are one wonderful individual.
Or Pet could be here. Goodbye.
Bye-bye, everyone. See you next time. Mwah.